I did not seek greatness. I only sought to fulfill my duties. My name is William Whipple of New Hampshire. I was born a merchant, became a general, and signed the Declaration not for fame, but for freedom. At Saratoga, I witnessed the British surrender, but I did not see it as a moment to gloat. Victory is not a parade. It is a responsibility. We had won a battle, yes. The real measure was whether we could prove worthy of the cause we had declared. In my letters, I shared my hope that slavery would end, and so I myself freed Prince, who was my own servant. How could I fight for liberty and deny it at home? Even as my health failed, I used what influence I had to press that cause forward, writing to friends with care, for friendship, like freedom, must be tended. I served my country. Now I ask only this: may you have the courage to do the same.
If you threaten Americans anywhere on Earth, we will hunt you down without apology.
And without hesitation.
And we will
kill you.
Welcome to the jungle, baby. Welcome to the jungle. On your knees.
So Iran's in big trouble. They will be crushed by the violence, precision, ferocity of the War Department.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Listen to me when I say this will never go away. Hide. Just you. Hide.
2,000 people have been killed as the Iran regime cracks down.
We had to do it. Wipe out evil. For 47 years they've been killing people in the most violent way.
You motherfucker, you!
I'm gonna bomb the shit out of them.
Yeah. Welcome to the jungle. Welcome to the jungle.
We've knocked out their Navy, their Air Force. We've knocked out their anti-aircraft. We've knocked out everything. We're roaming free. From a military standpoint, they're finished.
Welcome to the jungle. You can feel it too. Somebody's watching you. You can feel it.
Never in history has a modern military been so rapidly and historically obliterated, defeated, from day one with overwhelming firepower.
Welcome to the jungle.
I don't want to brag, but you know, they've said this about a lot of things. No other president could do some of this shit I'm doing. No other president. The things I'm doing, nobody else was going to do it. They say it all the time, sir, could you do this? You're the only one can do it. No, I don't want to brag.
This is the world that you know. The world as it was at the end of the 20th century. It exists now only as part of a neural interactive simulation that we call the Matrix. You've been living in a dream world, Neo. This is the world.
Cameras on, we're going live tonight. American pride and patriot fight. The white rabbit has taken flight. Knock, knock, sleepy Neo, this is for real. We're swallowing red pills left and right. Come and overdose with us Tuesday night. They say we're crazy, say we've gone too far, but we're just truth seekers under the dome. Don't be mad at us, Google Chrome. They laugh, they mock, they think we're insane. Please just use your effing brain. This is the UPC, where real Americans are standing up, taking control of the matrix we keep dying for. You don't like it, you can leave. cars with feathers and tar. If you're still in our country, we haven't gone far enough. They love to hate us, thinking we've gone insane, but we could care less. They don't know our pain. This is the UPC, where real Americans are standing up, taking control of the matrix we keep dying for. You don't like it, you can leave. If you wanna complain, call the damn six screens, cause we're already detached from time-state machines. This is who we are, we bleed red, white, and blue. We're never gonna stop Trinity. This ain't no place for sensitivity, not even worried about our credibility. When it's all in flames, don't call me to light the flare. Don't call me to light the flare. Because no one is coming to save us, Jesus Christ. Don't call me to light the flare. But if I say Christ is king, oops, I'm anti-Semitic too. This is the UPC, where real Americans are standing up, taking control of the matrix we keep dying for. You don't like it, you can leave. If you wanna complain, call the damn six screens, cause we're already detached from deep state machines.
Get down from the face.
Hey guys, how's the sound?
Sound is good. Good evening, Ruby.
All right. Thankfully, Leonard, you're here up and early. I'm so glad I caught you in the chat because we have not done the amendments in such a long time. So tonight, what I'm going to do is we're going to jump right into it. Amendments 5 and 6. I'll read them and then you give me your interpretation or your opinions about it. And then, you know, we'll do everybody on the stage. So I'm going to put the link in the chat. If anybody wants to join up, join now because we're going to dish it out right now.
Are we starting with this right away?
Yeah, I mean, it's only us. That's why I'm glad Leonard ready, bro. He got his notebook. He's got notes. He did his homework.
Nice.
Right.
There we go. Diamond Dave is here. Welcome, Dave. How are you doing?
Thick blood Dave is here. Good.
Oh, that's right. I gotta change your name.
I just came from another panel. It's an amazing discussion. So
nice.
Yeah,
So what
I'm
do? You just
around.
talk all morning or night?
Well, only on specific channels because I like having really deep conversations. But the other one was it's another Christian channel, and the topic was like dreams and how do you determine if it's of God? Do dreams have any meaning? And it's kind of like an open discussion thing.
Sweet.
So that was fun.
Okay, that's cool. All right, so if anybody else wants to join now. We're gonna go through amendments 5 and 6. Okay, this was Leonard's idea, and we haven't done this in like 2 to 3 weeks, so we're gonna jump right back into it. I could share my screen. Let me see. Hold on 1 second.
Oh, and for the record, while she's doing that, we're
Yeah.
going to start the game show tonight, or the quiz thing. We're starting it at 11. So
Don't fight me,
just-
Jimmy. Yes,
we're starting at 11.
Yeah, we're gonna start that at 11. So in the chat, if you're here for that long, please say something in the chat. If you see me still talking at 10:59, tell me to start the game.
No, I'm gonna stand up, Ruby. You know what I'm gonna do? I got the signal for you tonight.
What?
Oh, let me get over there. Yes. There you go. That's what I'm gonna do. When it gets like 10:58 and you're still talking, this is what I'm gonna do.
Oh my word,
Jimmy.
you're gonna make me.
Yes, sir.
You know,
You know what that just put me in the mind of the song I had just listened to earlier today, Disco Duck.
Nice.
There's a song called Disco Duck.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a 70s song.
Yeah.
Okay. Ugh. All right. All right, everybody ready? Click that link, join the stage. We're going to read the Fifth Amendment, which is pretty famous. I think everybody kind of knows this one. If you don't, this is a real good one. All right. The Fifth Amendment. No person shall be held to answer for a capital or otherwise infamous crime unless on a presentment or indictment of a grand jury, except in cases arising in the land or naval forces or in the militia, when in actual service in time of war or public danger. Nor shall any person be subject for the same offense to be twice put in jeopardy of life or limb, nor shall be compelled in any criminal case to be a witness against himself, nor be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor shall private property be taken for public use without just compensation. All right. Who wants to go first?
Question. I have a question, actually. So in America, as in every other country, basically, how does that work with eminent domain?
Good question. We did touch on that last time.
I think the out there is where it says without just compensation. So then you can argue, well, what's just? Because what would be fair that the government would pay could be completely unfair to what the property owner wants. So maybe
there's that, but I'm thinking of cases of, like, for instance, like China has bought like land near like military bases, right? So or just like citizens in general, right? So it's like I personally don't know of any cases where the government has taken property via eminent domain and actually given compensation. I don't know how that works. So if someone could explain that to me, that would be nice.
All right, well, that's cool. Yeah, we're gonna have to put a pin in that because I have no clue.
Hang on, what was your question? What was that? So I'm gonna do a real quick search and see what we come up with.
Yeah, so the question is, how does eminent domain work with the Fifth Amendment practically? Because the government, like, when it seizes stuff, right? Like, or even if banks seize like a house for whatever reason, like a lien, foreclosure, whatever, they don't compensate the people.
All right, so this is what came up real quick. Eminent domain is the government's power to seize private property for public use. The takings clause of the Fifth Amendment acts as a safeguard against absolute government power by establishing two strict limits. The seizure must be for a public use, and the government must provide just compensation to the owner. Okay, we touched on that one. All right, so the seizure must be for public use. Okay, so the process breaks down into two main constraints. One, public use. Historically, this meant the land would be used directly by the public, such as for highways, public schools, or parks. Over time, the definition is expanded to include public benefit or economic development, meaning the government can take property to transfer to private developers if it creates jobs, increases tax revenue, or revitalizes a blighted area. All right, to that point of public use, I would like to know where it says over time, the definition has expanded to include public benefit. I want to know when that happened. And you see what I'm saying?
Does it say anywhere in there, like, are they considering, like, because it says over time economic benefit?
Yeah,
so, like, are they using that as the just compensation where it's jobs and all of that?
Yeah,
do they consider jobs to be compensation? Okay.
Well, let's dive into that. Number two, just compensation. When the government takes property, they are not required to pay whatever the owner asks, but rather the fair market value of the property at the time of the taking. This valuation often leads to disputes, as it may not cover intangible losses, moving costs, or the sentimental value the owner places on the property. So, how it works
go ahead. Sorry.
how it works in practice. Number one, notification. The government or authorized agency notifies the property owner that their land is required for a project and an appraisal is conducted. 2, the offer. The government makes an initial purchase offer based on their appraisal. 3, acceptance or negotiation. The owner can accept the offer, negotiate for a higher amount, or challenge the necessity of the taking in court through a process known as condemnation. So there's that.
Leonard, go ahead.
Hold on, you all. I'm going to be right back. All right, right back.
Okay.
All right.
The link is pinned at the top of my chat. So you can click on it if you got to come back or whatever. But hold on, Jimmy, because the last part of that, it says, nor shall private property be taken for public use. So what am I missing? It says private property shouldn't be taken for public use without just compensation.
Yeah, you got to read the whole sentence. You just can't read the half the sentence.
Right. Without compensation. Okay, I understand that. But what if the person doesn't want to sell it? So none of that matters. If the private owner says no, the Fifth Amendment protects their property.
Well, yeah, and you have examples. I mean, like someone in the chat, Slim Chick 59 says, take the deal or they can make your life a living hell. And there is that. There's also people that have fought the government and won, and the city ends up building a road, like around the dude's house. We've seen
exactly
pictures. Right. So they built, but the thing is if they're going to put a road right around your house, that's going to make, it's like Slim Chick said, they're going to make a living. It's going to be a living hell, even though you didn't give up your property. So what I have found is that most of the people, they end up, they'll fight it, they'll build the road around, but eventually the people move and accept an offer. So
yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah, I get it.
And I guess it is what it is, kind of a thing, but that's one of my issues with government. Leonard, what are your thoughts about the Fifth Amendment? Because we touched on the property stuff, but there's much more things there. So you can pick anything.
Okay, for me, when it says no person shall be held to answer for a capital or otherwise infamous crime. I don't understand how, when they say infamous crime, people doesn't, slow down, get your words out. They don't have to answer for a bank crime or capital murder, so to speak. And in that case, in Florida, because Ruby, and most of us know that they have the stand your ground law. And with that, in that case, I shouldn't have to answer for any other crime, as well as, I hate to say, I shouldn't answer for murder, because murder is murder no matter what. But in that case, nobody should have to answer for a bank robbery either in the state of Florida, because I don't know how it works in all the other states.
But I don't think it matters what state you're in. So that doesn't matter when it comes to the Bill of Rights. So this is going to be nationwide. It doesn't matter what state you're in, north or south, it doesn't matter. And you're right. So legally speaking, you don't have to say nothing. You can plead the Fifth and keep your mouth shut, and you don't even have to plead either. You can plead no contest. Like you literally don't have to do or say anything. and just be judged by a jury of your peers.
Yeah. And the thing is the Fifth Amendment, there's actually 5 distinct parts of this Fifth Amendment. You know, we touched on the one, takings clause, the eminent domain. The one that Leonard's, number 1, protection against self-incrimination, often referred to as pleading the Fifth or taking the Fifth. This means the government cannot force you to provide testimony or information that could be used to convict you in a criminal case. This right protects you in police interrogations and in the courtroom. And there's 3 more, but we'll get more into those.
And now I'm wondering, is that why the police officers, when you are arrested, when the police officers say,
yes,
if anything, God, how they put it?
You have the right to remain silent.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Anything that's held against you will be held in a court of law.
Yes,
So,
exactly right.
in that case, I can just plead the Fifth and just get away with it. And
Well, you won't get away with it,
You'll be tried, and a jury could find you guilty of it, even if you didn't admit to anything.
Right, but you have to stay quiet.
So you're not going to get away with it.
Yeah, so hire an attorney, plead the Fifth, say nothing, do not plead no contest, because that waives your right to a trial and you go straight to sentencing.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, there's that. I mean, you know. So here's the thing. And this is what our society doesn't teach our children in school. Like, you don't go to school learning your rights. So when something bad happens like that and you get caught up, what you're supposed to do, what not to do, we don't know these things, right? Until you get into trouble and you find out the hard way, right?
Yep.
Right.
So this is what I tell my kids. Even as children, the police do not speak to them. You only ask for their help. They're there to help you as public servants, but they are not looking out for your best interest, even as children, because they'll try to interrogate children, and even children, in my opinion, are entitled to these rights as us as adults. But that's just me, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
So,
police.
I want to ask you a question. Hold on. I got to know. Okay. So, do you tell this to your kids?
Yeah.
But do you break it down do you say all police, or do you break it down? You do. You say all police.
I say any police officer.
Then they just don't talk to them.
Absolutely not. So if you are not in trouble, or if there's no emergency, do not speak to them at all. Go ahead, Dave. Before
I was gonna say, I mean, my 15-year-old son who lives in the US, like, he knows these things too. And one of the things that, like, he and his mother have taught him is they're not your friends. They don't care about you. They are called law enforcement. Their job is to enforce the law. They are not public servants. They're not there to protect and serve. They are there to enforce the law. Do not trust them. Do not speak to them. If they, I mean, we've both told us, if a police officer says, "Hey, do you see a guy? You know, did you see a guy here?" Tell him you want a lawyer. Tell him you want a lawyer. No, that's what we tell him. Tell him a lawyer, and you won't answer any questions without a lawyer.
I get what you guys are saying, and I understand that, you know, where you're coming from on that. I guess the only pushback I want to provide on that is you've got police, you know, police outfits throughout the nation that are not, you know, looking out to screw the citizen.
Right.
But you don't know who's who, though. You don't know who the individual is.
You can look by their actions. So when a police department decides that they want to host a basketball thing for the inner city, or you got 3 squad cars that are running, you know, working a neighborhood, and next thing you know, they're playing with the kids and getting involved in the community.
Yeah. That's community outreach.
I don't even trust them. I don't even trust them, because Oakdale Police Department, many years ago when I was living in Minnesota, Oakdale Police Department in Minnesota was doing those things. They were doing basketballs, they were doing cook-offs, they were doing all these things with the community. I did heroin with Oakdale policemen.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Right? It doesn't matter what they did. Okay. I mean, are all cops like that? No, but my point is just because they wear a uniform, they could be a good person, or they could have
Right.
done heroin with me. You don't know.
Well, yeah,
There's no
exactly.
way
But
to
what I'm saying though is if a department is trying to reach out to paint the police department in a better light in their community, I think it's fair if they're making an effort to do that. Then okay, let's cut them some slack. Let's work with them because what we got.
So, sorry. Go
So
ahead.
I mean, if you look back in time the way it used to be, you know, in the 40s, 50s, and 60s, maybe the 60s, but especially the 50s, you know, the police officers in those small communities were true pillars of the company or of the city. They were true pillars of the community,
Right.
and people looked up to them. And so, you know, and you had kids that, you know, because of the role model that they had, they wanted to be police officers.
Right.
So I don't think
I get that.
I don't think we can paint a broad stroke over every police officer just because some of them, yes, are corrupt assholes.
Well, yeah, and it's not like me and Ruby are painting them with the broad brush and saying they're all bad. It's just we're saying, hey, and I mean, this isn't just with police. I've taught my son this: don't trust anybody because you don't know if you don't. I mean, don't trust the kids or the pastors at your church. They could be great people, pastors. There are great pastors out there. They could also take you in a back room and molest you. Don't trust anybody.
Exactly.
So it's not just a cop thing. It's just don't trust anybody for any reason whatsoever. Trust them enough to do their jobs and leave them alone.
Okay. Before I keep cooking, Leonard, go ahead.
I just want to go back to what Jimmy said about the inner city and attaching it with the police department. And personally, me myself, I respect authority. I respect the CMPD, police department here in Charlotte. And when I say this, I swear to God, on everything I love, on my right hand, I'm not a racist. I would never be a racist. I'm just saying this for an example. When it comes to the inner city, the black urban inner city, when a crime happens, it takes longer for the policeman to come to the black inner city to help out and figure out what's happening, what's going down, then it would maybe an upscale white community, maybe further downtown or on the outskirts of Charlotte, you know. I'm just going to say this example. Okay. We have a neighborhood here called South Park. Okay. That is the upscale urban white neighborhood. If a crime happens there, immediately the police is going to get on and go to it and figure out. If it happens in the I can't say that. I'm not going to say that. If it happens in the black community, it's going to take maybe 2-3 hours maybe for them to arrive. And I don't like that particular part of it because we should all be treated as the same. Because me, myself, I'm a natural born protector. That's just a part of me. You know, no matter what happens, it's there. If somebody trespasses on my property and tries to come into my home, you going out the door, back out.
Yes,
and that's
I agree. I agree.
It is cool. You know, so that's just a part of me.
Well, and to Leonard's point, that's a valid point, and it's going to depend on location. I can speak to because I lived in Minneapolis, Minnesota, urban areas predominantly black, and Edina, Minnesota, among other places. But Edina, Minnesota is predominantly white, multi-million-dollar homes, And there's
Mhm.
like, you know, a country
Mhm.
club 6 blocks from our house we used to go to, right?
Mhm.
Now,
Mhm.
the difference in many of these cases is in urban areas, crime is much higher, and police, like Minneapolis, the police are running around ragged. There's not enough cops because the crime is so high.
Right.
In
Right.
Edina, Minnesota, there's no crime. The police and SWAT teams are bored out of their minds. So every year in Edina, Minnesota, some kids light off a firecracker, some elderly white rich woman's like, oh my God, there are gunshots. And because those policemen and the SWAT team have nothing to do, they all come out in force.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, so that's one thing, right? Okay. So let me answer to that, Leonard, and then I'm gonna go back to my original line of thinking. What my theory, and this is a pretty good one, I'm not saying it's true or not, but my theory when it comes to that in certain cities is because certain areas they donate to the local police department, and it's just my opinion that the people who pay more get more attention, whereas
That's
the poorer
fair.
neighborhoods or people who don't like literally donate to these police departments, they know them by name, they are in constant like this,
Right.
they're gonna get more attention than others. But that's just me. I'm not saying that happens everywhere, but that's just how I think of it. And people like that. They like to get those little badges and the little bumper stickers of the police department on their thing, and they get away with a lot because they are people in the community that are super like integrated. You know what I'm saying? They're active, and that's what I want to become. You know, like when I grow up, I want to be super integrated in my community, that I know my city commissioner, I know my sheriff, I know my mayor personally. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what's gonna get you in. That's when your voice gets heard. But you can't do that if you don't have money. So first, you need to get your life together. You know what I'm saying? You need to get your money right.
Another
Then
point.
you
And
you
that's
step
why,
in.
yes, and that's why it's important that you vote intelligently when it
That's
comes
another
to
thing.
your police department, the state house representatives, because like you said, Ruby, if you don't have the funds, you're not getting none.
Exactly.
No,
So it's
well,
so
These
true.
people, they rather deal in debt than anything else. Because I heard someone recently say that politicians are crooked and they lie, and that's nothing but the truth.
Right. I agree.
I mean, I like
Go ahead.
Ruby's theory. Ruby's theory makes perfect sense because, like, that also, you guys are touching on another aspect, which I've always had this theory too, and I've seen it firsthand, both in Minnesota and Utah with the Mormons as well. They're very buddy, and it's even global, right? Like here in Mongolia, we know people. We can get help very,
it's all
very
about
quickly.
connections. It's all about who you know, who you connected with. If you're born into a cop family or a politician's family, you're in the circles. But for some people like us who don't really have that, you need to have that step up, and you're not going to get that unless you are either a business owner or somebody who's important. You need to become important enough for people to take your opinion seriously and your involvement, and that comes with voting and just getting involved. Jimmy, go ahead.
And there's nothing really new about that, the pay for play thing, because if you look at the mafia, when the mafia wanted to control a city, they would go in, hit up the store owners and say, "Hey, you guys pay us, we'll protect you." Okay,
and that's just what came to my mind, Jimmy.
Yeah, so it's fair to say that could there be police departments that are accepting, are doing that? Yeah, that's completely fair. Another point that Leonard brought up, instead of pitting it against, it is a factor that maybe those that are lower income may not get that attention that the other people are get. Okay, yes, that is a potential there, but another potential is what Leonard touched on, was the fact that the police departments have been, cut back, and they don't have the manpower that they have had before. We have seen how many, Democrat lawmakers want to defund the police.
Exactly.
Well, if you defund the police, then who are you helping? Literally,
The people with money.
No one.
Yeah. Maybe the people that pay the money, they're going to go there. So
Right.
but then you got to think, okay, why is that the case? Why would they want to defund the police? Well, we know that the globalists, they like chaos. So if there's chaos breaking out and there's no police, they love that. They want that on the headlines. All right. And just like Kate said, I like this comment Kate said, see the complete opposite here. It's the white people ignored and under attack. Migrants get away with a slap on the wrist. Even grave crimes are dealt with leniently compared to white people. Same thing's happening here in the United States. You know, a guy that stabs a woman, you know, he's going to get what, you know, $20,000 bond. But then if a white guy did the same thing, I'm just saying, we're supposed to be talking about the amendment, not racism. But if a white guy did the same thing, he's going to probably have $100,000 bond.
Or $1 million.
Yeah, there's
an outrageous number.
There's plenty of examples of that. So
okay, so then part 2 of this topic, and I'm gonna say this again, this is just me. This is how I teach my children. Okay, and I am a daughter of a retired NYPD, right? Okay, so keeping all of that in mind, this is once again just me, and I do not hate the police. I don't want to defund the police. I support police. They protect and serve. They're supposed to, right? But you can't think about that side of the fence all the time. You got to think about yourself and your rights. So when you get caught up into something and you don't know your Fifth Amendment, you can incriminate yourself. You can get yourself into a lot of trouble. You can do all of that thinking that they do want you, that they have your best interest at heart, that they're just trying to help you, that you're just answering questions, that you just want to help them solve something. But in reality, they could be lying to you, and it's legal for them to lie to you, and boom, you get incriminated. You see what I'm saying? So I've watched too many TV shows. I've seen too many crime shows on Netflix and YouTube to kind of like gather this opinion, and then as a parent, teach my own children. So this is what I tell my kids. Sure, the police are there to help you when you need them. If you need to call 911, if there's a fire or somebody breaks in or whatever, that's like common knowledge, right? But when nothing really seems to be going on and they start talking to you, or they want to ask you something, or they're trying to interrogate you or something, you don't say anything. You say, call my mother, call my father, talk to my parent. If you are under the age of 18, shut your mouth and call your parents. Or you wait for your parents to get there. Then you let your parents speak for you, an adult over the age of 18. Okay?
Take note, young people. Take note, young people.
And I'm so glad we're talking about this, because this is exactly what I do as a homeschooling teacher and a parent. This is exactly how I teach my children, right? Okay. That doesn't mean you're going to be disrespectful to the police. That doesn't mean you're not going to disobey them. You are going to be respectful. You're going to obey every single command of the officer. But what you're going to do is keep your mouth shut and wait for your mother or your father to get there. And then you let us handle it. Now, if you are over the age of 18 and you get yourself into something, don't call me. I'm not going to be there. But if you are over the age, exactly. Because I'm not that type of parent that will come and cop out for my kid just because he's my kid. No, if you get yourself arrested or you get yourself into something because I raised you better than that, don't even call me, right? Then this is what I tell them. And they're all under the age of 12 right now. This is how I talk to them. You have to talk real to your kids. You cannot sugarcoat the real world. You need to teach them how to survive in the real world. Now, if you are over the age of 18 and you get yourself into something and you truly believe it wasn't your fault, or you didn't do anything wrong, and you get yourself caught up into something, by all means, keep your mouth shut, get a lawyer, call one of your parents, and we will be there. If we're close enough, we will be there. Keep your mouth shut. And remember your Fifth Amendment.
to JG's comment, who said, "How about living an honest, upstanding life and staying out of trouble?"
Yes.
We forget that is a thing, but also keep in mind there are many states like Utah where the state troopers have ticket quotas. So you could be living an
They
honest,
can make
upstanding
something.
life.
Yeah,
and
they can
staying
make
out-
something up.
I mean, in Minnesota, I had a $700 ticket from a broken taillight, and I had to go to Ramsey County Court, and I took pictures. It was not broken. I go there, and I come to find out it's a 6-hour wait because there's a lot of people there who got the same ticket for the same thing, and we're all pissed. We all had to take off.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
and that was after I got clean. I had a job. I was paying child support. I was doing the right thing, and yet that happens. So that is good advice, but just keep in mind that is not a silver bullet.
Exactly. Okay.
All right. So do
go
y'all want to
ahead.
move on to the other points of the Fifth Amendment?
Yeah, last point.
I didn't mean to cut
and
you.
then- go ahead.
I didn't mean to cut you off, Jimmy. I have a story for this. Back in I think it was 1968 or 69. My grandfather and his best friend, they were walking down, I think it was Davidson Street, either Davidson Street or Hawthorne Street here in Charlotte. And, they were just minding their business, just doing what best friends do. And one of the police officers came up to my granddad's best friend and told him, die, N-I-E-R, and shot him in the back. Thank God the best friend sued the police department and he got some money back from it. And to me, that's just an example on how
unsafe it could be.
Unsafe.
Exactly.
Yeah, but you know what? I want
Unsafe.
to push back on that and just say the reason I want to push back on that a little bit is because the individual that did that, he's a straight up racist. Okay, regardless whatever his job is, he could have been a mail clerk, he could have been a supermarket manager, and still would pull something like that off because of pure hatred and racism. I won't link that to him just because he was a cop. He did that. I can't do that. I think it goes deep.
But it does, but that's just an example of how someone in a position of authority abuses it. And
that's why we said there are corrupt ones out there. Yes, that's true.
All right, so we're gonna move on to the sixth.
Oh wait, we're not done with the fifth.
We're not done. I read the whole thing.
Yeah, I know, but you said that there were many parts to it, and I've got the parts here. We did the taking.
Okay.
Yeah, there's three more. There's three more parts to it because we just did the taking the fifth. All right, I'll just read them, the other three, and then we'll go from there. Number 2, the double jeopardy clause. This prevents the government from prosecuting an individual for the exact same offense more than once. If a person is definitively acquitted, found not guilty, or convicted of a crime, they cannot be put on trial for that same crime again. Okay.
Yeah.
Number 3, the due process of law. The government cannot deprive any person of life, liberty, or prosperity without fair standard procedures. This applies both to substantive rights, fundamental freedoms, and procedural rights, fair trials, notice, and a chance to be heard. And the last one, the grand jury indictment. For major or infamous federal crimes, you cannot be forced to stand trial unless a grand jury has reviewed the evidence and formally charged you with an indictment.
Okay. Okay, so I got 2 great examples of the double jeopardy and the infamous crime, right? Okay, so let's do the infamous crime. Okay. A great example of this, which was I was obsessed with researching and reading about the case of JonBenet Ramsey. Now, the thing that really irked me the most was even they did have the indictment and they still didn't take it to trial because of I believe it was the district attorney who didn't want to bring it to prosecution. So despite all the evidence, no matter how many people thought they were guilty or not guilty, they had that indictment against the parents because of her death. And it was the negligence of the people in those positions of power that didn't bring it to a real trial so that the public can know about it, so that we can go over the evidence that they didn't release publicly at that time. And everybody already knows what happened with that one. Nobody was tried, nobody was convicted, and there was no justice for JonBenet Ramsey.
Yeah, and that just goes to show you that whoever was involved in that case and the prosecution, all that, who was paying them off?
And they covered it up. Ultimately, it comes down to a cover-up.
Who were they working for? Who were they working for? Who didn't want that information out there? I mean, that's a rabbit hole that goes deep too. So
it does.
Yeah. And the thing about cases like JonBenet Ramsey or something is like when children are killed, it hits different. Every DA under the sun, when they get those cases, they are hunting and they will take down anybody they can. But to Jimmy's point, how much was the DA paid off is a good question, because if a DA wasn't paid off, a normal average DA in some town in whatever part of the U.S., if a child got unalived and the DA had all the evidence and he's like, I'm not taking this to trial, there would be a riot, literally.
And that's what I'm saying. A lot throughout the decades, there has been so much anger about the negligence of that state and that DA office and everything. Now, go down that rabbit hole, guys, because you will find out that the Ramseys were rich. And they had connections, and they were paying off these people. So to JG's question, what's my theory? The parents did it, because even just statistically, if a child dies within their own home, it like skyrockets that the parents either know what happened or they themselves did it. So this was one of the cases that I was mesmerized. Like literally, I was hours and hours and hours looking into this case. And I do believe it was covered up. They paid these people off. And the only victim here is the child, unfortunately.
And
exactly. I mean,
over the last 6 years, we have learned so much about DAs across the country that are Soros-backed. George Soros funds a lot of these DAs to, cover stuff up, or create a case that has no relevance, no evidence of anything, no evidence of wrongdoing. But, we're still going to bring this case against this person. And we're going to use you, Mr. Corrupt DA, to push as much as you can. Or we're going to go ahead and if you're not going to do it for us, then we're going to pay off the judge. And we've already talked in length on this program about corrupt judges being paid off too.
Exactly.
So it always goes back to who is funding this, why are they funding this, and what is their end game?
Yeah, and I mean, like with the DAs, DAs, like any other DA would have fried the parents on the fact that JonBenet Ramsey died in her home alone, and probably would have been like, oh, they have kitchen knives in the home. Clearly they did it because she died there, right? Like they will literally take whatever they can. Right. And I mean, when it comes to the JonBenet Ramsey case too, another reason why I agree with Ruby is because when a high profile case like that happens, that will literally make a DA go from 0 to one of the top 10 in the nation.
Oh yeah.
It is a clear ability. They need it. It's kind of sad, but in some ways they desire a case like a horrific case like that, so it can make their career. The only way I can see that DA not doing that is if he's going to be making more from the bribes and the corruption than he would
exactly or public embarrassment because of the police department really neglected this case. Leonard, go ahead.
Okay, since we are talking about covering up and hiding dirt, let's go back 40 some odd years before JonBenet Ramsey. Emmett Till.
Oh, that's a
Emmett
big one.
Till,
Yep.
that whole
Mhm.
situation with Emmett Till, race aside, segregation, Jim Crow aside, that was a cover up from the beginning to the middle and to the end. Even after when the two men, J.W. Milam and Roy Bryant, were acquitted, they were
Yep.
acquitted at the trial and they walked free.
Yep.
They even admitted to the fact to William Bradford Huey, who was a journalist. They admitted to him that they even went to the home where Emmett Till was staying and took him out and unalived this 14-year-old child,
Yeah.
which was owning up to kidnapping and murder, which to me is, the word was right at the tip of my tongue, which was, were you saying something, Dave?
I was going to say something. Yeah,
go ahead.
Originally it wasn't a cover up because yes, you're right. The boys did, or the killers did admit to kidnapping and murdering him. But unfortunately, we're talking about Mississippi in that time period, and we know how much racism was there in Mississippi. So the local Mississippi law enforcement and an all-white jury concluded they colluded to acquit them. So that was, it says, during the 1955 trial, the sheriff's department actively aided the defense. Law enforcement claimed the body was unidentifiable, and the local judge permitted the killers to be acquitted by an all-white jury in just 67 minutes. So again, that was a racial thing.
So, okay, right? So they were acquitted, right? So now they cannot be tried again, even if they confess to it.
Correct.
Because of the double jeopardy. So you see, this is where, how is this a good amendment? Like,
okay, hold on. Let me do a little digging real quick because I know.
Okay, so we do have somebody backstage. So while Jimmy looks that up, let me just ask a few questions to this new user. Please let me know where you're from and your political affiliation or ideology, just really quickly, because we do talk about politics here. Go ahead. Oh, okay. So your mic is not working. Okay, so I'll leave you backstage and you can just type in the chat. Okay, perfect. All right. Go ahead, Jimmy.
So this is what I found real quick on that. So just an AI overview. A case is made for double jeopardy, which protects a person from being tried or punished multiple times for the same crime. To prevent the government from using its vast resources to harass citizens, exhaust their finances, or repeatedly prosecute them until a conviction is secured. The fundamental goal of the legal doctrine is to ensure fairness and finality. Once a jury has acquitted a defendant, the judgment is final. It prevents the state from getting a do-over just because they failed to present enough evidence the first time. Protection from overreach. It shields individuals from the extreme stress, public embarrassment, and financial ruin of facing the judicial system more than once for an identical alleged offense. And 3, punishment limits. It stops the state from imposing multiple punishments for the same single crime. And it says key exceptions to keep in mind. While it sounds absolute, the law does not allow a defendant to be tried more than once in specific situations, such as if a trial results in a hung jury, the defendant appeals and wins a retrial, or under the dual sovereignty doctrine, where both state and federal governments can bring charges for the same act. So it is a protection because, let's say let's say that the local government wants to frame somebody
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
money laundering. Okay, let's say they want to frame them. They take them, they charge them, they take them to court. The jury says, well, you know what? We don't see any evidence of this. There's nothing here, so we're going to acquit the guy. So
I understand.
with that, yeah. So without the protection of double jeopardy, then that same government would be like, well, that didn't work. Let's try a different angle. Now let's plant some evidence and present that to the jury. And then they come back. So that's what it's for.
Okay, Leonard, go ahead.
Even so, with all of the evidence that they did have, without the confession, they wasn't going to be acquitted. Am I right, Jimmy?
Oh yeah, those boys were. Well, hold on.
Men,
Please.
those men.
Say that again.
Even so, with all of the evidence that they did have, without the confession, they wasn't still going to be acquitted either way. Am I right?
Oh, I got a feeling those boys, they were hung out to dry because of a racist community.
Yeah, that's just an excuse. That's just an excuse because they don't need a confession to convict. As long as the evidence is there, which is they did have plenty of it, it didn't really matter because the judge and the jury at that time, they were going to have that man's back. And unfortunately, the system colluded, like Jimmy said, with these people because of the circumstances, which is horrible.
So
but they have evidence though.
In a law-abiding society, those guys that did that to Emmett Till, they should have been convicted and put in prison. Simple as that.
Right. Exactly. But okay, so let's just say in hypothetical, they were to retry them because of that injustice, right? They acknowledged that. And they were able to do it again, which that conversation did happen, but like 50 years later, you know what I'm saying? Like it's useless now because those people are already dead. So you can't try them for nothing because they're gone. Unfortunately, that's how long it took for justice to come back around and to say, we messed up here. There was evidence. The woman came out herself and said on her deathbed that she lied or whatever. Like there's listen, I have dug through this story. As I'm telling you, I'm a huge crime junkie. I know most of the biggest cases, you know what I'm saying? So I already like went down that rabbit hole, and unfortunately the system didn't work for Emmett Till. So no, unfortunately the people slip through the cracks, and there's no justice in this earthly system. But I do believe that even after death, they will have to be accountable to God, and they will face judgment in that system.
And see, unfortunately, it goes both ways. You got two guys here. Yes, they should have gone to prison. They should have been convicted. But then you've got hundreds, I would say possibly thousands of individuals who've been incarcerated when they literally didn't do anything.
Exactly.
They were framed, or they didn't have the technology for DNA at the time. So we hear it all the time about these people spending 30, 40 years in prison, and they literally were innocent. So that's not cool either.
I'm glad you brought that up, Jimmy, because when you said that the Scottsboro boys of the 1932 came into my mind when you said that. These 17, 18-year-old boys went to prison, to an Alabama state prison, for allegedly sexually abusing two white females. And as we all know, all of them are deceased now. But like you said, Jimmy, these people went to prison 30, 40, 50 years, and nothing was ever done.
Yep.
Right.
That's why, Ruby said, the system is broken, and she's absolutely correct. And, we got to think, okay, did this happen naturally, or was this done by design? Me personally, I believe it was done all by design.
I think it's a mix. I think it's a mix because law predicates law. So if you go throughout legal history, and I'm kind of like a legal nerd, if you go throughout history, some changes, keyword some changes in laws make sense. But over time, those changes also have to be expounded upon, and then there's new questions, so they have to be added on again and again and again, to the point where there are all these loopholes. And now we're at a point where people can use that broken system to their advantage.
Exactly.
If
you go, excuse me, if you go back to, like, say, 1800s America, if we're all in the Wild West, right? Laws are pretty simple. They're pretty straightforward.
Exactly.
But I don't think even then, because of, like, America's, like, Christian history and its legal history in the 1800s, I personally don't believe that there are judges and stuff. Like, there weren't activist judges like there are today. There weren't activist DAs back then. So I don't think that when they made these changes, I don't think they anticipated what would happen 200 years later.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, but I think that's a cop out, because even today, if there's any hint of bias, they will take the trial to another county, to another district. I don't know if they've taken it to, like, another state, but, like, that has been done before. So if
that's people taking advantage of the system today.
Yeah, but in the case of Emmett Till, why didn't they take it to a different county where it was less racist, or that it would be more unbiased, and they would look at the actual evidence and say, regardless of the race, regardless of the time period, these people are definitely guilty. So to me, it kind of just feels like they didn't even try. So
no, you're right. They wanted to take it. They wanted to take advantage of the system because they were racist, because they know they would lose if they took it to another county.
They would lose, but hold on, because even though that might be true, I still also believe another narrative, and this is just my theory, that they also use this to rise up race wars, just like we see today. They blow things up just because he was black, just because the people that killed him were white, and they use it also to their advantage to say, hey, look, Mississippi did this to this 14-year-old from Chicago or wherever he was from the north, and that roused up the race issue, the race war.
Agreed.
And they exploited his mother's pain, his family's pain, to the entire country, so that they could divide us even more, instead of just arresting the people who killed him, throw them in jail for the rest of their lives, or death penalty. I don't know if they got that in Mississippi, but that would have been a simple open and closed case.
They use this to push an agenda.
Exactly.
That's what I believe.
No, and I agree with that 100%. And so it's for me, it's a question of, and this is, I don't know if there's an answer to this, but this is just one of my curiosities, is because we all agree that modern, it's used, right? It was used to incite. But we look at the law in the 1800s, for instance, is fundamentally different. So I'd like to know, at what point from 1800s to, like, the 50s, when Emmett Till happened, like in 150 years, what happened? That's what I want to know.
The Democratic Party was at work. That's what happened.
I can tell you what happened. We were infiltrated by the globalist deep state.
That too.
And then they started to put in their stuff, and this was all part of it. I would say right around 1871 to about 1913 was the birth of all this stuff.
Exactly.
So that's what I would say. That's what I would say. And
so somewhere in there.
Yeah, somewhere in there. That's why when we were looking at the Fifth Amendment and it said it changed, or it was expounded upon, I bet you if I dug hard enough to find out the time frame that happened,
it will fall right into place.
It will fall right into 1871 and 1913.
I believe that. But also remember that the whole origin of the Democratic Party was from the KKK and before that. and that was in the South, and that was in the South.
Yes.
So they don't have a great history.
No.
Unfortunately.
No,
so
they don't.
They infiltrated their own race theory into politics.
Yes.
And they used all of this to their advantage, that even in the year 2026, they're still doing it. They have not changed.
And for those,
go ahead.
go ahead, Ruby. Sorry, babe. Just go ahead.
No, that was it. I just don't think that they've ever changed. Even though those people died, the ideas never die with them. I think the next person comes in and says, I'm going to carry the torch, unfortunately, and they carry it on. So that's just my theory. Go ahead.
And for anybody watching or in the live chat, you know, our live chat's a pretty smart group of folks, so they probably already know this. But anybody just watching the show for the first time, if you're a Democrat and you behold to the Democratic Party, please understand that, yes, the KKK was founded by Democrats. That's a 100% fact. You can look it up.
Yeah.
And to give props to JMars 309, yes, George Floyd was used to incite violence.
Same playbook, just different people.
100%.
There's a fun fact, and you could actually probably still find articles about this, but it was in the news, like Channel 5, KSTP, Minneapolis and stuff. There were pallets of bricks.
Yeah. We talked about it when that happened.
Oh, you didn't? Oh,
yeah, we did. In season 1, bro. That was like one of the biggest things we talked about.
Same thing just happened this weekend. Same thing just happened this weekend. If you look up what was going on in New Jersey, they were being supplied. These people that were these anti-ICE rioters outside the ICE detention facilities and everything. Yeah, there were bricks, there were supplies, there was a bunch of stuff on a street corner for them to pick up.
Was it done by the police as well?
What's that?
Oh, the bricks and stuff.
Oh yeah. Some of the police officers, corrupt. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So in the case of Minneapolis, and part of the reason why they I think it was the 3rd precinct or the 5th precinct, one of those two. But the reason why they let it burn to the ground was because the Democrats that be thought it would be a wonderful idea to let people take out their anger, so to burn it out of their system, and so that's why the police let them take down the precinct and everything else.
Yeah. So, all right.
So, okay.
Are we ready to move to Amendment 6?
Oh, Ruby saw something.
Yeah.
She wants to say something, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Because really quick, Linda James says, that is correct. Yet that is before there was a switch. You know better, Ruby. Do not compare the Democrats of 2026 to the Democrats of today. Like I said, it's a theory of mine. I believe that they have continued the same playbook to stir people up, but the facts of the origins are never going to change. That's just the truth. Whether they like it or not, that's just their origin story. We don't have to like it either. I don't like it either. I wish I didn't even have to sign up to be a part of any party, because I would just be American. I don't care about the party. But unfortunately, all of these things have originated with the Democratic Party.
Yeah.
And that's why the Republicans exist, was because they were fighting against that. One of the very first Black voters were Republican, because that was the party who took them in. I don't know if this is actually real true or not, but I have also seen that even there was Black voters, citizens that actually started the Republican Party because of the Democrats and the KKK and stuff like that. So I could say the same thing about the Republican Party. To this day, they're still playing with the same playbook. It's just different people.
Yeah. And to Dallas's point where he says originally the Democratic Party was conservative and the Republican Party was liberal. I did a quick fact check on that and says, yes, historically, the Republican Party was considered the more liberal and progressive party compared to the Democratic Party from its founding in 1854 through the early 20th century. However, the two parties underwent a major ideological shift, and modern Republicans largely hold conservative values. So,
but hold on, because conservatism and liberalism in those years were completely different than what it means today. A liberal today is not the same thing as a liberal back then. So also remember that when you read these
to
words.
That point, sorry, to that point,
Yes.
Ruby, to back you up on that, it talks about the ideological shift. And so in the 19th century or the 1800s, it has liberal and progressive. It says, founded in the 1850s to oppose the expansion of slavery. So let's just go with that point right there. All right. So the Republican Party, they opposed the expansion of slavery. All right. That would be
that was a liberal.
That was a liberal.
That was a real liberal because they wanted to liberate slaves, whereas the conservatives during that time, they wanted to conserve their slaves as property. So remember the definitions of these words in the time period and context of the conversation that we're having. Go ahead, Jimmy.
Also keep in mind that like historically the word liberal comes from the root word liberty.
Yes, it does.
Exactly. That's another fact.
And so I mean the liberals of today are like
no.
The liberals of today, they're communists.
They're off on their own thing.
They've been infiltrated though by Marxism, communism.
Yes.
They've been infiltrated. That's the problem.
Yes.
Leonard, go ahead real quick.
I want to hear what Gigi has to say.
Okay.
Oh yes.
I'll give you a firsthand experience what happened to me. I worked with a beautiful Black woman named Teresa. She, unfortunately, she passed away from AIDS. We were very close, and I never experienced that because my mother didn't bring me up to be hateful and prejudiced. Well, we were at a restaurant together, and they didn't serve us. I was in a Chinese restaurant, and we sat there for quite a while. And I started getting really aggravated. My daughter, who was like 10 at the time, she goes, "Ma, I don't think they like us being together with Teresa." And this is out of my daughter's mouth. So I got very upset and I goes, "Hey, look, we've been sitting here for quite a while. You waited on everybody else." So then I just said, "Teresa," I says, "What are they spitting our food or something else?" I've said something because they did wait on us. Well, that was one time. I went to another restaurant, a very popular restaurant in my hometown. A couple were across from us. They got up and moved their seats. I don't know what it was. They didn't like me and Teresa together. Well, I was young and blonde, and she was a beautiful Black woman. They probably didn't like the two of us being together. I don't know if they thought we were together personally. And then this happened a third time, and I got more upset than she did. She tried to calm me down. I said, I never, ever experienced this in my life. I wasn't brought up to be hateful, but I learned about hate and prejudice and bias that time being with Teresa. And I see it all the time now. It hasn't gone away. My uncle lives in Georgia when he was alive. He'd come up here to visit, right? Back in the 80s. Well, I lived across the river from a predominantly Black neighborhood, and I got along with all of them. My uncle starts calling out the N-word. I said, "You want to get us murdered?" I was so mad at my uncle. I said, "Take me home. Go home. You can't talk like that up here. I'm sorry, that doesn't fly up here. You're not down in Georgia and Mississippi. You're up here in Massachusetts. We don't talk like that." So and my own father, my daughter was dating an African-American young man, and my mother and I loved him. My father wouldn't talk to me when he found out my daughter was dating him. So I've witnessed it firsthand, and it's bothered me the rest of my life because I don't like this hatred and the bias. And talking about that case with that 14-year-old, I watched that movie, and that made me sick as sick could be. And she died not too long ago, the woman who caused all this. And this is how they are down the South, folks. I'm watching Ken Burns' Civil War right now, and how they were towards slavery back then and how they treated them. It's just, and no, I don't mean to bring up the Kingdom Hall, but at the Kingdom Hall, I had a lot of loving Black brothers and sisters that I would lay my life down for. And I have to say, that's one good thing I can say about the Kingdom Hall. They integrated everybody. They weren't prejudiced as far as I'm concerned. But that's what I just wanted to have to say, because this was just bringing up a trigger with my friend Teresa, because she died lonely of AIDS. Her own mother wouldn't come up to see her when she was dying of AIDS. And she got it from the guy who cheated on her. He had sex with a young girl and he gave it to Teresa. And He was in prison at the time. I don't know what happened to him, but I hope he's long gone and 6 feet under.
Thank you, Gigi,
Wow.
for bringing it. I want
Yeah.
to bring up a point that I was thinking about when Gigi was talking. When she mentioned the Watchtower and the Kingdom Hall, you know, everybody integrating together and everything. I will say too, that was one thing that I did like, was the fact that me personally, and there's a reason why I'm gonna say this. Me personally, I've never experienced racism to the effect that we see it today, because yes, I was in an organization that didn't promote that in the area that I was in. I'm going somewhere with this. I was also we were a military family. So we moved all over the place, and I met many different types of people. When I went to Japan, you know, that was amazing. I met different folks. So yes, in my world, I've never lived where I experience racism on a daily. With that said, there are individuals who live in communities where they do experience that. And then these people who are experiencing this on, you know, a generational basis, and someone like me that's never dealt with it, when we talk about these things, there can be a clash. There can be some miscommunication there, because in their eyes, they see racism everywhere because that's what they experienced. In my world, I'm like, yeah, the world isn't, you know, we're not a racist world. Okay. That's
right.
My
Your
world,
perception. Yeah,
yeah, my
exactly.
perception. So
Right.
it's all about, you know, what you're around. But historically
Right.
speaking, if we go back to the 1800s, yes, the Democrat Party at the time, they were the racists. They are the ones that didn't want liberty for other people. And so, and was there a change? I know Linda's going to say that there was a switch. Yeah, there was a switch. But
Right.
was that switch designed to keep the people confused, keep the people fighting with each other? Was that a possibility that they switched things up?
I couldn't tell you.
Right.
I just know that there was a switch, and that I'm not going to say or receive an accusation that the Democrats of that time, the 1800s, is who the Democrats are today, because we are definitely fighting for human rights, and that no one can be equal until we're all equal. That's not who those people were in the 1800s.
Okay.
So,
right.
Yeah. So,
but I heard from Ruby today earlier is either an accidental misjudgment or actual cruelty to say that. And I'm going to go with accidental misjudgment.
I'm gonna say what I said last week.
And I just missed like the last 10 minutes of what was said. So if I missed something,
okay, that's fine.
Didn't hear it.
Linda,
but I can clarify too, because I don't remember what I said 10 minutes ago, but I'll clarify that. I said that is my theory, that they use the exact same playbook and that they really haven't really changed as a party, as a whole. What they were, what they are, who they are, what they stand for. I can say the same thing about the Republican Party. I don't think they have evolved, sure, and certain things, sure. I can grant that, because that's partly true. But their origin is what makes me question everything they do and say. So I will never trust that just because they've evolved to modern times, that all of a sudden they're different. But that's just me. That's my opinion about it, that I believe in this, that I believe that theory.
What I'll say to that, Ruby, is, you know, I look at the people's actions, and if we look back at the State of the Union address given this year by President Trump, and there were people that were, you know, being honored for their bravery, for their, you know, surviving different things, surviving attacks from terrorists or immigrants or illegal immigrants. You know, the Democratic Party, sorry, Linda, they never stood and celebrated any of that. So my question would be, how could a party that doesn't celebrate, you know, these things that these people were being honored for, how are they fighting for human rights if they're not even going to applause or recognize what these people were doing and being honored for?
I've got a point to make too.
I think you might be referring to a young boy who had struggled with cancer. And,
That's one example. Yes.
And I'm not sure the other ones, they don't come to mind to me right now. But because Trump had cut off the funds for cancer, it was very much something the Democrats, I believe, and I didn't talk to any of them, I believe they were just like, really? You just cut off all the funding for cancer for, the scientists and everything, you got rid of them all, and everything that had accumulated to that point. And you need to remember too, before things like this happen, Trump will literally go over to the Democratic side, which, remember, recently he calls us the Democrats, get rid of the B, whatever. So he would literally go over to the side of the Democrats and just start calling them names and saying how ridiculous they are before things start. So intentionally antagonizing them, intentionally bullying them. I remember there was a soldier man that was very involved in the civil rights. He just got up with his cane and got all, belligerent back to him and left the room. So this is a thing that is hard for, I believe, the Democratic Party to try to stand with Trump on what he's standing for on many things.
Okay, so let's take Trump out of the equation for a second, and let's go back to some of the things that the Democrats did vote on that went against American interest, like illegal immigration. We've talked about that many times before, but the Democratic Party loves illegal immigration. Let's talk about.
Let me correct you. Democrats do not love illegal immigration.
Really?
Yeah, really. They want.
Okay, explain that to me.
Let me finish. Yeah, let me. They would like those that are undocumented to go through the process of becoming a legal citizen. So they don't refer to them as illegal, because those that have started the process are not yet legal citizens yet. They have their green card or whatever level they're at in the process of becoming a citizen. They're doing what they're supposed to be doing. That's who Democrats are for. Those who are doing it, quote unquote, the right way. Please don't ever tell a Democrat.
Okay, so then why were?
Can I jump in real quick?
Hold on, I'm going to ask one.
We don't want people that just show up and don't go through the proper channel.
So why was the Democratic Party allowing the border to be wide open during the Biden administration?
Yeah, I hear that often. I don't know what that terminology means. I do know that they have to. One of the processes were to come over the line of California, to stop at a certain location, to say, here we are, we're coming here, and to start the process. They'd get their court date, they would go on, they usually had family here, they would start the process there. Now they're trying to set it up to where that's all going to be erased. They have to go back to their original country, and then they have to start the process in their original country. Whereas before, it's been walk into our country, go to the place, I don't know what it's called or what it even looks like. It's a stop that they stop at to start the process of becoming a legal citizen. So at that point, they're still an undocumented citizen, or not. They are undocumented. Then they are in the process of doing it the right way. So if that's what is being referred to as the borders being wide open, I mean, I don't know. Has there been people that don't stop there? Sure.
Well, yeah,
sure. And Democrats don't say we're all for those people.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you're talking about a very specific group of people who do follow the process, but the people who don't follow the process are like called illegals, and even the Democrat Party like calls it racist when it's just fact, right?
Yeah. They call what racist? What they call racist?
Calling someone illegal,
right?
The term racist, like. You'll see stuff, at least I see stuff all the time on Facebook where it's like, there's no such thing as an illegal person. Yes, there is in every country on the planet. But going back to Ruby's point on like the origins of the Democrat Party, origins of something always matter and they always will stick with you. Perfect example, Planned Parenthood. Is Planned Parenthood like if you look at Margaret Sanger and her racism, she started Planned Parenthood to continue and push eugenics.
Yep.
Correct.
Is
That is
Planned
correct.
Parenthood doing that today? That's debatable, but I would say yes, because Planned Parenthood likes to show up in all of specifically like, Hispanic
That's
or
a
Black.
great example because they call themselves healthcare now. They've evolved and they
Yeah.
say, "Oh, this is healthcare now." But originally, it was because of that one woman's ideology that started all of that. That's a great example, Dave.
Yeah.
And
So
there were people getting, surgeries in places that were not sanitary. So these things were going on.
yeah,
And
but
not
that
happening
wasn't
in
that wasn't
sanitary
the main
conditions.
reason. That wasn't the main reason. You could read her manifesto and everything. It wasn't because
Yeah.
Okay.
women were doing sanitary
Okay.
things. It was from her own mouth.
But that's part of it. Yes, I agree
Well,
with you. She said
well,
those
yeah.
things. She was very into
But yeah,
what you're
but I mean that
talking
was
about.
the whole thing. The whole thing. The
No, it
sanitary thing
wasn't
is
the
just
whole
marketing.
thing. You just got done telling me it was the main thing, and now you're telling me it's the whole thing? And
No,
you're
no,
just
I mean,
asking
if
what-
you want to
what
pick
I'm-
apart
are
my
you-
words, we can play that game. I can go do that
I'm
too.
so-
Are
you
but the
discounting
point,
what I've shared, though?
well, okay. So the point is that like what it's evolved into, even like in the
Mhm.
60s and 70s and all that, was the whole sanitary thing, and now it's healthcare. But her whole ideology from starting it from day one was eugenics. How do you sell
Right. That was the true intention.
Yep.
How do you sell eugenics to a population? The same way you do it in other countries by, is your baby going to have a disability? Well, right?
We have
So
an
you
answer.
do it that
Yeah.
way. Yeah.
Right. That's a great example. Just for the sake of moving on, I do want to address JG's comment that he made a while ago. He said, "It's such irony to hear this discussion, such horrible racist brutality, and yet we're talking about such a hopeful and pure document, the Constitution."
Where's the
Well,
racism?
like the stories
the
that we were
racism
giving,
has been-
the court cases and all that stuff.
Oh, I see. Okay.
That's when
Thank
he
you.
made that comment. Sorry, Linda, go
I
ahead.
see. Okay.
I'm interrupting you too. I apologize.
Sorry.
Thank you for looking that up, Jimmy Bell, and confirming what I shared about
There's-
it has switched. I appreciate that a lot.
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah,
I just
yeah.
want to add one more thing about abortions, and I'm not going to take too long, but there are cases where we've heard about women bleeding in the parking lot. And
Yep.
when a body naturally miscarriages, it's called a natural abortion. And what happens is when a fertilized egg plants itself on the side of a womb, it begins to grow and grow and grow. If that egg gets detached, it cannot reattach to the side of the womb again. So the body is naturally aborting it. Usually something's wrong with it. The body does this at times. And what used to be allowed was what's called a D&C. A D&C is the same procedure as an abortion. And the reason it was done is so that this fetus that still had a heartbeat but was not going to ever be reattached would be taken out of the woman's body so that it wouldn't stay there too long and cause an infection and cause a death for the mother. So these situations are in fact healthcare. That's now illegal because the way things are set up now is if the baby still has a heartbeat, they can't perform what is called used to be called a D&C to help clean out the uterus so that it doesn't remain there. And this is something where when we go through labor and the whole nine.
I wanna-
Your wife is a nurse, right, Jimmy Bell?
Yeah, she is. And she's completely against abortions.
Me too.
My daughter had a
Well-
tubal ligation, which Ruby has talked about. Of course, we're not going to have a problem with that.
Let me say this
my
real
doc-
quick. Let me hold on just a second, Linda. Let me just say this real quick. I understand. Okay, I don't want to go into an whole abortion thing, so I'm just going to say this: there are health issues, like you've mentioned. Yes, those do exist. Okay, and for those women, I hate that happened to their bodies. You know, I wish them well. Hope everything they got what they needed. If that were
Well,
the
they
case.
died. They
So
died.
yeah, unfortunately that
That's
has
what happened to
happened.
them.
But
So they
when the
left children
majority,
and husband.
but this is the problem that I have, Linda. When the majority of abortions are being used as birth control, then I have a problem. Okay, because if a woman is out there getting knocked up 4 or 5 times, and she's like, "Yep, I don't want to be a mom. I'm just going to." There's nothing physically wrong with me. I can have this baby, but you know what? I think I'm just going to go abort it. That is a problem. That's
There are people celebrating it online too on TikTok.
I don't approve of that either.
Do what?
Yeah,
I
but
don't approve of that either. I
Hold
do
on,
not approve of people using abortions as a form of birth control.
You don't approve of that, right?
I do not. Correct. I'm in
Okay.
agreement
All right.
with you, Jimmy.
All right,
Bell.
good. All right. So all right,
That's
cool.
a real abuse of that. That's a
Okay.
real
right.
abuse.
So
Fair enough. Fair enough.
yeah. So just to clarify, when you look up the definition of what an abortion is, the actual word, if you Google it right now, you will see it is the deliberate termination. So that's not a miscarriage. A miscarriage is completely different. Just wanted to
Ask a
clarify.
gynecologist. Ask a gynecologist. You will see on your records that if you've ever
Right,
had a
but we're just
miscarriage,
looking up
the word
right,
abortion
that's why
will be there.
sure.
Ask
They can
gynecologist.
interpret the word the way they want, but the definition is a deliberate termination. So that's what we're talking about. And that was Margaret's
That's not what I'm talking
intention.
about. Correct. That
Right.
was
No, I
Margaret's
know, but I just
intention.
wanted to clarify
I'm
that
talking
because you
about
said that
something totally different. This part of we is mentioning something totally different, and I'll let it go now.
Sure. Thank you for sharing, Linda. Just wanted to clarify that definition of what that word means, which is what the intent was for Margaret and her inception of Planned Parenthood. Now, miscarriage, completely different. That's when it is out of your control. And sure, that's natural. It happens on its own. You don't go to the doctor and pay for a miscarriage. You pay for an abortion. So there is a major difference when it comes to that. Just wanted to clarify that one little bit. Jimmy has a point to make. Go ahead, Jimmy, and then I'm going to go back to Jay's comment.
I want to share something real quick, if you guys don't mind. I probably won't play the whole thing, but I want to share something that just happened in Congress. Let's see, when did this happen? Around April 29th. Yeah, it was about a month and a half ago. Since we're talking about this, let me share this with you guys, and you tell me what you think. Let me make my
and then
screen
I'm
big.
going to go back to Jay's comment because he's talking about the Constitution, but I have more thought to that. So I'll go to his comment when you're done with.
All right,
your
so
thing.
let me share screen. Let me go over here. Share. All right, here we go.
Okay.
Do you believe that abortion should be safe, legal, and rare?
I believe the abortion decision should be left to a patient and their doctor and their family and their God.
Do you believe it should be safe, legal, and rare?
I believe it should be safe, legal, and rare. Yes. So
What's wrong? What's wrong with an abortion?
May I finish my sentence?
Sure. Do you support any limits at all? It's just yes or no.
You would let me finish my.
It's just a yes or no. Do you think that there should be any limits on abortion?
The question of abortion should be left to a patient.
So I'll take that as a no. Is that a good summary of your testimony?
I think I answered your question.
What's your favorite type of abortion? First type is called a suction abortion. Do you prefer that method?
I stand by my former testimony.
That sounds kind of gross, doesn't it? One is called dilation and curettage.
What I believe we are here to talk about today is the FACE Act.
I wouldn't want to talk about this either if I were you, because it is barbaric and evil. Thank you,
Wow, he's crazy.
for hosting this hearing. Certainly appreciate your leadership, especially on this topic. Ms. Waters, thanks for being here. Really appreciate it. Do you believe that abortion should be safe, legal, and rare?
I believe the abortion decision should be left to a patient and their doctor and their family and their God.
Do you believe it should be safe, legal, and rare?
I believe it should be safe, legal, and rare, yes.
Okay, why should it be rare?
Because if we are engaging in public health activities appropriately, we are able to prevent pregnancies when people want to prevent pregnancies. So I think a conversation.
What's wrong with an abortion?
May I finish my sentence?
Sure.
I think if we're actually talking about reproductive health and caring about maternal health, We should be talking about, do people have adequate access to preventative care, right? Do they have adequate access to contraception?
Do you support any limits on abortion?
I didn't hear your question.
Do you support any limits on abortion?
I think this is a place where I suspect you and I will fundamentally disagree. What I believe is that the abortion decision should fundamentally, because it is medical care.
Do you support any limits at all? It's just yes or no.
You would let me finish my
It's just a yes or no. Do you think that there should be any limits on abortion?
I came here with the goal of providing truthful and accurate testimony. And so in order to truthfully and accurately answer your question, what I would say is I fundamentally believe that the question of abortion should be left to a patient and their doctor and their family. I don't want to interfere in medical decisions.
Okay, so I'll take that as a no. Is that a good summary of your testimony?
I think I answered your question.
Okay, I think that that's a no then. You're an advocate for abortion, for abortion policy. What's your favorite type of abortion?
I am an advocate for patients having access to the full realm of reproductive health care.
But do you have a preferred method of abortion that you like?
I do not.
Let me read through a couple different methods, and I want to get your take on how much you like these. The first type is called a suction abortion. This is when the cervix is dilated and a strong suction, 29 times the power of a household vacuum cleaner, tears the baby's body apart and sucks it through the hose into a container. Do you prefer that method?
I stand by my former testimony.
That sounds kind of gross, doesn't it? Sounds pretty gruesome. Do you agree? It does to me.
I stand by how I answered your question fully and accurately.
Okay, what about this one? This one is called dilation and curettage. After dilation of the cervix, a sharp looped knife is inserted into the uterus. The baby's body is cut into pieces and extracted, often by suction. Do you prefer that method?
What I believe we are here to talk about today is the FACE Act. We are not here to talk about
I'm asking
the
you, you're
legality
a
of
pro-abortion advocate. I'm asking if you prefer the dilation and curettage method.
I am a access to reproductive health care advocate.
You don't want to talk about abortion itself. Why is that?
I would prefer to talk about the reason that the committee called the hearing.
Is it because it's uncomfortable to talk about?
I would prefer
It should be uncomfortable.
I would prefer, if you would let me finish my statement, to talk about the Freedom of Access to Clinic Entrances Act, which is what I was asked to come
what that access gets. How about this one? It's called dilation and evacuation. Forceps are inserted into the uterus, grabbing and twisting the baby's body to dismember him or her. If the head is too large, it must be crushed in order to remove it. Do you prefer that method?
I would prefer to talk about the reason the hearing was called and the basis of my expert testimony.
It's uncomfortable to hear this, isn't it? It is. I think it is, because it's barbaric and evil. How about this one? It's called the saline injection. It's when a 20% salt solution is injected through the mother's abdomen into the baby's amniotic fluid. The baby's skin is burned off. The baby ingests the solution and dies of salt poisoning, dehydration, and hemorrhaging of the brain. Do you prefer that method?
I would prefer to talk about the subject of the hearing.
This is the subject of the hearing. This is about protests outside of abortion clinics. I'm asking you about abortion.
I stand by my prior testimony.
Okay. I wouldn't want to talk about this either if I were you, because it is barbaric and evil. With that, I yield to...
All right, so I wanted to share that because when I saw this a couple of months ago or a couple of weeks ago, I didn't know all those different types of procedures. So I feel very strongly how I feel about this. So I guess I'm gonna do what Brandon Gill said, and folks may not like it, but the next person that comes to me and says they're all about supporting abortion, I'm gonna ask them what's their favorite method, and just leave it at that.
Unfortunately,
I could make a joke here, but that might upset some people.
Yeah, don't, please.
well, sometimes you have to be that blunt so that people understand the
No, it's
gravity.
not funny at all. Seriously, I didn't like that video. It's not funny. I didn't like his language. I didn't like how he was probing her. I didn't like the
why?
Because it was disgusting. That's why.
It's gruesome.
He brought something. And people should know about that.
Yeah, we
Because
should all hearing
you
it
got
and
too
knowing
many,
it is
you
two
got too
different
many
things.
people out there supporting something that they don't even know what
They
the
don't even
procedure-
You really think
know.
that's going to stop them? Come on.
Exactly.
But at least, hey, at least for me and at least I know now. I didn't know what the procedures were. I'm glad I know now.
Right.
What difference does it make how they do it? Abortion is
Major
abortion.
difference.
It doesn't matter how. Why?
Major
It's still
difference.
killing of the baby.
I
Doesn't
agree
matter
with
how
that.
you
Well,
do
because
it.
a lot of younger generations don't believe that. They will
They don't
literally
look
tell
at
you
that
to
way.
your face that it is
Planned
not ending a
Parenthood
life.
is supposed to educate them and speak to them before they do the abortion.
And they don't.
I
Yes, they
disagree
do. I've
because
been to 2 clinics for my own daughter. Yeah, they sit down with you to talk to before you get the abortion.
Do they tell them
they
the type of
do,
procedures
but
to
it's
receive?
not their
No, they
responsibility.
didn't have it back then. That was back in the 90s.
Can I read the
Okay, so hold
definition
on.
of a spontaneous abortion?
Go ahead, Linda.
I know the definition you're going to give because that's exactly what Google will tell you. And like I said in the chat, yes, it will say that a spontaneous abortion is a miscarriage, but it is not. And that's why it's important to educate ourselves and not
Well, yeah.
That's what
rely
I'm
always on
doing.
Google.
Well, and that's
Not
what I was
rely
getting
on Google.
that's what I
Wow.
was that's what I was getting at in the comments because there's two
So you
different
don't want to hear the
contexts.
definition?
We
Okay.
know
I know the definition. We
Yeah,
know
like,
it.
we
That's
all
the
know.
point of
And you
why
refuse
we
to
have these
believe what
conversations.
spontaneous abortion actually says when you look it up.
Well,
on Google.
because
Is that the
because
case?
no,
I'm
the
asking
case
Ruby. I'm sorry,
I can
Jen and
answer
Dave.
that.
I
I can
appreciate you
no,
a lot,
no.
but I'm asking Ruby directly. You don't agree with the
Absolutely
Google
not. No, I
definition
don't
of
believe.
spontaneous
No,
abortion,
no,
and you don't
no.
want me to give that
I trust.
definition. Is that correct?
You don't have to because I have Google as well. I already looked it up.
Maybe
That's
we should move
that's the
on.
reason why we don't have to trust the internet. But hold on, this is very important because the internet has been used to lead people with misinformation, with fake
Absolutely.
news.
Every subject.
That's what we've been
Pick any
talking about since
subject you
season
want and then
1.
do it. Because people are stupid. And why don't you talk about, does the baby have feelings? Does the baby feel the abortion? Why don't you talk about that too while you're at it?
Unfortunately, yes, we do have to talk about that subject one way or another
I
in
believe
life,
that
in
That
society.
person that was questioning her was doing a form of public shaming, and that it was inappropriate for that
Yeah, it was.
situation.
It was uncalled for.
And
That's fair.
I
That's fair.
agree
but
with Diamond Dave when he talks about, the origins of things is very important, but the origins of Viagra is also the same thing used as a liquid serum to make women's eyelashes darker and longer. But
Well,
it's
the
not
origin
always
of
compared.
Viagra, it's a
Let's see, I'll
vasodilator.
have to try it.
well,
I think I got
So-
it backwards.
so
I'm
here's-
sorry. I think I got it backwards. I can't think of the right way.
All right, I'm gonna say this real quick. 17
Okay.
minutes before 11 o'clock, and we have game time. Just putting it out there.
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
And we're
So
not going to look at
that's
the
all-
definitions
sorry,
because
I got
Google
upset,
could be
but-
just totally wrong.
We know the definition
oh,
for the 5th time.
we know the definition, and I can
And you
also
don't
say
want
in
to
the
share
same.
it with your audience, and that's fine.
They
The
can look it up
audience knows
themselves.
the definition.
Yeah,
Like everyone
Google
knows the
it right now,
definition.
chat. Everybody in the
My
chat,
15-year-old
Google what it is a
son knows the
spontaneous abortion
definition.
right now, and you can put it in the chat. This is the point here. This is the point. Since
I don't
season
know. I was-
1, we've been talking about how fake the news is, how
Yep.
But
fake
this
the
is what you would
algorithms
find on the
are.
gynecologist charts. If you see a
Sure, yeah. There's
gynecologist.
lots of
That's-
doctors that would agree
you know
with
how
you. I
there's
don't trust the doctor
coded
either.
language? You know how
Well, of
there's
course,
coded
too, the
language for Jehovah's
terms-
Witnesses? There's like
Yeah,
special
but there's
language
different
for
terms. There's different
doctors.
context with the terms, and that's what I was getting at the chat. Because in academic circles, medical terms have a completely different meaning than they do among the average person.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I'm going with this.
Yeah, so but that reinforces Ruby's point because she's saying no, it's not. It's not a miscarriage. It's this because the layman uses the word miscarriage.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Exactly. And we're talking about the procedure versus a natural thing in a woman's body when it terminates the pregnancy. She's not paying for a miscarriage. She's having one. Whereas the
Okay.
woman goes to a center and she's
That's
paying
really-
for the termination deliberately. It's not spontaneous. It's not spontaneous. That's what we're talking about.
Okay.
So
I'm
that's
not-
why I say
Leonard's
the things
raising-
that I
That's
say.
what you're
Leonard's raising
talking
his
about.
hand. Leonard wants to
No,
say
we're all
something.
talking about that. honestly.
Yes.
Hey, everyone.
Go ahead, Leonard.
I'm going to go ahead and jump off the live now. Since we didn't do Amendment 6.
Next Tuesday. Next Tuesday.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Next week.
It happens.
Yes.
I
Oh,
can't hear
Leonard, I
Leonard.
think your mic went out, Leonard.
You're muted. Your mic can't
Sorry,
hear you.
Leonard. No, he's not muted. I see the mic is good, but on his end, the mic went out. Oh, he glitched. Okay, Leonard, if you can hear us, come back to the chat and click the link if you want to come back up. But thank you for joining, Leonard.
All right,
That
so
was
let's
great.
make a hard pivot. Okay, so I'm tired of talking about abortion. I already know how I feel about it and whatever.
Yeah, you know what? This probably triggered some people, just to let you know.
Yeah.
But that's okay. That's okay because that's the whole
not
point.
to trigger somebody. No, it's not.
Yes,
No,
unfortunately, yes.
No, it's not. You have a responsibility on your platform on what you say.
And that's
if
why
you're
they
gonna show
have the
something like
ability
this
to come
again,
up and talk about it.
have a warning first before you show something like that again, because I didn't like it myself.
Well, I'm sorry,
there was
Gigi,
nothing
but the thing
explicit
is,
about it.
that was actual, true information.
We know that, but let the people know that. You already got people saying stuff in the chat. You should have given them
That's
a
the
warning.
point. That's
It's
the
called
point.
the unrelenting political corner, Gigi.
Yeah, I
we
mean,
put stuff out there.
And I mean, that's how the internet works too with any panel, any podcast. Nobody puts up warnings. Nobody does.
Sorry.
Lots of people
Most
do.
certainly do.
Lots of people
Really?
do.
Because I'm on.
Simply,
I mean, if they want to, that's their thing. But I've go on multiple panels. I've never seen anyone do this. People just go hard to facilitate the conversation because
And this is live. It's not a
video.
video where we're like prepared for stuff like
Editing
that.
and
So it's
everything like
live.
that.
It's
All right.
happening live.
Okay. On the other hand, you have an audience, right? You have a responsibility to your audience. If you're going to show something that might be a little triggering, you should let them know.
Well, we're never going to know that. We're going to show videos every single Tuesday
but
night.
he
If you
knew-
don't like
Jimmy
it, you
knew
can
what
leave.
was coming.
If you don't
Jimmy-
want to watch it, you click off. You have the
I know
right
that.
not to
I was
watch.
interested in watching. I didn't realize the guy was going to say all he said, but Jimmy knew it was going to be on there.
Yeah, and did I play it for people?
Yeah, you did. But
yeah,
I'm sorry.
I did.
It bothered me. I'm sorry. As a
sorry.
mother,
That's
as
not
a
my
parent,
that's not my fault.
and I have children. It bothered me because I love children.
It bothers me too. It bothers me too.
too.
That's the whole point
Me
of why we're
too.
talking about it.
Well, you could have
It's
put a little,
necessary.
well, maybe it could have been a little toned down a
Sorry,
little.
I sugarcoat
I wish-
a lot. I sugarcoat a lot of stuff.
Well, I'm
Okay,
glad you
there's
do.
a lot of stuff that I could say that in the past that I've sugarcoated and haven't gone full tilt. With this is information. I'm sorry that people need to know what the procedures look like and what they entail. Half the folks are not going to go and look up what exactly is this procedure? What's this procedure? They're not going to do it. Why? Because they're scared to go look it up and they don't want their feelings hurt about, oh my goodness, that's horrible. Yeah, it's fucking horrible what they do.
Yeah, but who on this panel is going to have an abortion? You need to get the audience. You need to reach the young kids. Who on this channel is going to have an abortion?
Hold on a second. Who are young kids aren't going to watch this? Young kids don't care about politics.
I'm young enough.
Young kids
You're
aren't
not going to have
watch
an
this.
abortion.
So,
you have 4 kids, don't you?
I'm sorry if finding out the true way it's done triggers somebody. Sorry, that's the way it is.
I won't
I don't
even.
care.
I won't like. I keep it pretty. Ruby knows. You guys know I keep it pretty tame here. But I mean, I don't. I personally don't apologize for triggering people because it's the internet and we're adults,
Right.
right?
Right.
My thing on my channel and all the panels I go on is like, okay, someone doesn't like what I have to say and they feel bad. Not my problem. Get over it.
You know, it's in our theme song. If you don't,
yeah,
like
it
what we
says
say,
it says if you don't like it,
I
call
realize all
Fit
that.
Springs.
I get that.
exactly.
But on another show, they have problems.
Exactly.
They get triggered.
I mean,
Yes.
I'm not
but
telling you
I
what
agree.
to do. I'm just telling you how I feel. I'm not telling
Yes,
you what to do.
I appreciate that, Gail, and I agree
well,
with you
I'll just
1,000%.
push back on that. I'll just push back on that when you said you're not trying to tell us what to do. You just told us that we should have put a warning on it.
Well, yeah, that's different, but I'm not telling you what to show. But yeah, you should have had a warning before you put something like that.
Well,
yes,
I understand where you're coming from. I
I
understand it,
stand
and
to
I
be
agree with
corrected.
you.
Excuse me, I need to be corrected. You should have had a warning, but that's just me.
I agree with you, Gail. I definitely agree with you 1,000%. But sometimes that's necessary to wake people up. You will never wake somebody up if you don't have that in their face.
Correct.
How disgusting and nasty and ugly it is. I told Jimmy a million times in season 1 and 2, I don't want to talk about the trafficking. I don't want to talk about the kids. I don't want to talk about none of that. Remember, Jimmy? I was like, I can't.
Yeah,
do
what
it.
did I say?
I'm not ready. And Jimmy
agree. I
said,
don't want to talk about them either. Now, what if someone had an abortion? They're going to feel terrible now watching this if they had an abortion.
Not necessarily.
I hope not.
Yeah, well, you have to wake them up. You have to wake people up, and you're not going to do that if you don't have these hard conversations. It's a necessary thing. Yeah. Unfortunately, yeah. I agree with you. I don't like talking about it either, but I would rather hurt people's feelings if it meant that they would learn something and they can educate somebody else later. After they get over their feelings,
you didn't hurt my
they've learned something. But I'm just saying in general, whoever's watching this,
let's look what Jean.
I would rather hurt people's feelings and educate them than keep them asleep and dull in our politics.
I love our audience in our chat because we got Janine Jewel. If the truth hurts, sorry. Jay Mars, truth can be painful. Yeah.
It is painful.
Michael Kier Paul, facts are facts. Your feels get hurt. Better to know than not to.
It's not that. It's not that. It's how the guy said it. It was disturbing. It's not it's not the subject. I have no problem talking about abortions till the cows come home. It was it's what he said that was disturbing. He didn't have to get that.
I agree.
He didn't have to get so graphic. It is disturbing. And abortions have been going on for years.
Yeah, but I mean, you do.
Unfortunately,
back to Ruby's point, you do like there's a reason why shock rock radio exists. It's because it's designed to do this, and that's what he was trying to do, and he did it very well to prove a point. That's his job.
Exactly. Okay, real quick, we got like 5 minutes before the game. Okay,
and I'm gonna tell you, y'all keep talking.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go outside real quick and smoke a cigarette before we do this.
No,
yes.
I'm gonna get ready for bed in a few minutes. I got some chores to do.
Have a cigarette on me, Jimmy.
So I will be right back.
I want a cigarette now too.
I'd just like to share that sometimes traumatizing people isn't a form of teaching them. But,
no, it's not.
It will wake them the hell up.
Yeah.
One way. That's one way.
Yeah.
It can. Okay. I'm just not. What I'm saying is that's not always the case. It's trauma inducing. So when Gigi asked or said you should have, maybe it's a request. And if you don't care to do that, then you don't care to do that. That's the style of this channel, and I've heard it loud and clear. It's a view
say that again,
of
Linda.
hers that it should have been a request to ask for a trigger warning. I believe that's what you really meant when you were saying you should have warned us. It could have been a request, but you're letting us know that's just the style of this channel. So the statement that it doesn't happen on other channels, meaning people don't give trigger warnings on other channels, it's totally incorrect.
Thank you.
Otherwise.
Thank you.
I do agree that, Diamond Dave and maybe other channels don't. Those are the ones you're familiar with. I dare say the ones I'm familiar with, when they know they're getting to a sensitive thing or they know it's going to be trauma related, especially because of the culture that most of us came from, trauma-induced situations are not always a good teaching form. It's usually for the purpose of fear indoctrination or fear induction. And that's what it was used for on us before. And it can bring that kind of stuff up and we will lose the whole learning situation. That's
Thank you,
what
Linda.
I've come to learn. But if you're saying this is the style of your channel, this is your channel. You get to do that. You have the right to do. That's that. I'm just sharing an opinion here.
Correct.
Thank you, Linda.
Correct. Yep. Thank you for that, Linda. You are 100% correct.
But
and
here's the thing: how can I request it? But I had no idea what it was going to be. I would have requested, let us know.
Exactly.
I had no idea. So going forward, if you know you're going to have something, just say, hey, folks, this is what it's going to be. If you don't want to watch it, go ahead. You can leave.
The suggestion, yeah.
Yeah, that's how the internet is sometimes. So yeah, you're both absolutely correct. Okay, so we got yes.
I'm still bothered that you didn't want the definition of spontaneous abortion.
If you want, type it in the general chat. You can write it in the chat if you want, because I already looked it up and I do know it.
Up.
Okay, no problem. So yeah, I do. I know where you're going.
I'm bothered by it. You don't want it on your channel. What bothers me is the form of education you didn't want, and you guys saying you already know, and then the conclusion that Google might give you a lie or be wrong was just I don't even know.
Yes, because the internet is not perfect and it doesn't give.
Well, and not just that, but definitions of words change over the course of time too.
That's true.
Yes.
Also, yes.
Yes, and I've been saying from minute one when I got on here today that the definitions for the gynecologist on your chart, when you see a gynecologist, if you have a miscarriage, it's going to be using the word abortion. That's gynecology worded
because they made it that way.
So when
exactly, that's what we're saying. We agree with you. My point is that just because they do that and say that doesn't mean what they're saying it is. They play on words and they twist the definition and meaning of words to justify people doing what they want you to do or what they want you to believe. Yes, that's my opinion.
There's something.
Honest opinion.
It's not even for an agenda. It's for legal purposes, because in the case of medical malpractice, these definitions, like the one that you're harping on about for 20 minutes, they will come up in a court of law. So that's why they use even like the term, like whether it's abortion, even if it's in the context of the act of something stopping, aborting a rocket launch. They're using it in that context.
Abort, like when they're trying to get like a plane and they need to be exited from the plane.
But I mean, it's a semantic argument you're making. It's semantics. Both are technically and grammatically correct.
Exactly.
Correct.
That's
what I'm just gonna discuss it with you later if that's okay with you, Ruby. We're at a place of disagreement and I respectfully disagree with you.
Sure. Yeah, we do that all the time here. And that's perfectly fine. Yes, it is. It's perfectly fine to agree to disagree. And that's why I said I had to make that clarification, because the context in which we're talking about the word does not mean
please don't include me with your we. I'm in a different zone.
She's not. She's saying we, as in me and Ruby.
In general.
Gotcha.
Exactly. In general, on the UPC, the context of what we are talking about using those words, that's the clarification that I had to make, because I know the truth of the matter. A miscarriage is a natural termination when your own body miscarries the pregnancy. An abortion in the context that we're talking about is the deliberate termination that a woman goes and she seeks for this termination. That's an abortion. So when we're talking in that context of the subject, they are very two different things. That's the only clarification that I had to make about it. So when people watch this video, they understand where we're all coming from. They understand your position. They understand Dave. They understand Jimmy, me, Gail, whoever else is in the chat. They understand the context of what we're talking about. So that's why
I never disputed you. I never disputed you and your definition. I said, also, there is this situation. That's all.
Sure. And I don't disagree with that either. So next time, if whenever you want to share something, throw it in the chat. I could pull it up on the screen. At that moment, though, I didn't want to go over that because I already know where you're going with it. And I already know the definition of what you're trying to put into this context. But I already rejected that when I made the clarification. Right.
Yes, you did.
Yes.
And you asked people to come on your show that disagree with you. So here I am.
Thank you for joining.
Right? Yes.
Thank you for joining, Linda. Thank you so much for joining and sharing your thoughts on this subject. I love it. I love having these conversations. That's the whole point of why I started this show. Yes, because it's important to me too. It's important to me too. And I want to change the narrative so the next generation of people can understand what's going on here and why we're having such a divide in the country. Because literally half of the country would tell you that that's totally fine. Go ahead and do it. Your body, your choice. And then the other half of the country would tell you the exact opposite. So there's a major divide.
To change the narrative? You're wanting to change the narrative? Is that what I heard you say?
Yes, I want to change the narrative for my generation of men and women to close the gap on that divide. I am an abolitionist in this context of I want to abolish abortion. So that's my stance, and that's why I feel passionate about this subject. Okay, Jimmy, it's 11, so let me know when you're done, Jimmy, so we can play the game. Really quickly though, because Jay, I didn't finish responding to Jay. So Jay, if you're still watching, when he said such a hopeful and pure document, the Constitution. So I understand what you're saying, Jay, right? But I also have the opinion that the Constitution was meant to withstand time, to withstand people like us, right? We're gonna, die and leave this conversation one way or another, right? But the Constitution won't. It'll always be there for future generations. So even though hopefully if they don't destroy it or burn it, hopefully it'll still be there, right? And that's the point. The founding fathers wrote that document so that when they died, the values and the institution of the whole America, country would live longer than they did. So despite the horrible racism and loopholes that Dave spoke about, Leonard spoke about, we all spoke about, the Constitution is supposed to win at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? So it hurts that those people took advantage and they didn't let justice run the way it was supposed to run. They stopped that from happening. And that's when we see all of this, court cases, murders, the whole race thing in the North and the South. None of that would have happened if they would have just followed the Constitution. In my opinion, that's my opinion.
I agree with you.
That they were supposed to follow the liberties and the freedoms, what the Constitution literally says. Okay, Jimmy's back.
All righty. So
yes,
let's completely shift gears. Let's lower the temperature. Let's have some fun.
No.
Let's have some fun. So we are
I've been waiting all night for this.
We're going to move into the quiz. Ruby, can you play our intro?
Yes.
Step right up and take your seat. The battle's on. Feel the heat. Lock it in and trust your mind. Leave your doubts and fears behind. UPC. Trivia battle. Put your brain to the test. UPC. Trivia battle. Only one comes out the best. Buzzer's ready. Clock is ticking. Winners take the crown. UPC. Trivia battle. Don't back down.
That's such a fun song. All right. So on the panel tonight, we got Ruby, we got Dave, we got Gigi, and we got Linda. All right. So here are
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Are you playing?
Me? Oh no.
Yeah. If anybody wants.
I just don't know nothing. Never mind.
I'm going to pass and
Sorry.
say goodnight.
All right.
I'm going to
know what
pass
the
and say
question
Good
goodnight.
night, Linda. Thank you so much for
Good
night,
joining.
Linda.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna go
you for
too. I
having
got
me.
chores
Yeah,
to
where
do.
y'all
So thanks
going?
for
Wait, don't leave me by
That's
myself.
okay. We're gonna get new players. We're gonna get new players. Click that
Okay,
link.
I'll
Anybody who
stick
wants
around.
to play right now.
Oh, don't leave me.
I'll stick around because I love Gigi.
Okay.
Okay.
I
All
guess I'll stick around if it's
I
quick.
have do you let people know what the questions are going to be ahead of time?
No, it's random.
No.
It's
Oh,
random.
okay. It's a surprise. All right.
Yeah.
It's a
right,
surprise.
so-
Yep.
So we're gonna do a little bit different.
No
Like-
abortion questions. Sorry.
This is all fun. We're not doing any of that. We're done with that.
Trigger me.
We did that tonight.
Oh,
So-
we deserve that reprimanding. Okay, you're right.
We beat the heck out of us, right?
Oh my God, I'm losing control.
We'll be quiet. Mm.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, Jimmy.
All right.
We still love you, Jimmy.
Jimmy's the-
I know you do. I know, and I love you guys too. Thank you. All right. So,
I
all right.
love you
If
too,
you want
Jimmy
to
and Ruby.
be on the
Love you too,
panel,
Ruby.
if you want to be on the panel, you got 1 minute to get on the panel.
Yeah,
So,
click that link.
on the
Click if you
screen.
want to play the game. Click that
Come on,
link
Dallas.
right
Come
now.
on, J-Maz.
Join the
All right.
panel.
So
Okay,
let
go
me
ahead,
let me tell you, this is how we're going to do it. We're going to kind of merge the kind of what we did the first time with what we did last week. So instead of asking and singling out one person saying, "Hey, Ruby, what category do you want?" And then giving the question to her, and then not
Right.
letting other people involved, we're not going to do that tonight. We're going to go back to the way we did it the very first night.
Together.
Yes, together. I'm going to ask the question. We are going to play the music. And for those on the panel, for the love of God,
Wait.
do not answer until the music is done.
I'm
Okay.
guilty.
That's-
And it's going to be a free for all, so you can just take it. All right. The question's open to everybody. All right.
Mhm.
So we
Mhm.
have to wait till the music stops.
Wait
Yes.
till the music stops, and then you
Mhm.
blurt out. Now, let's go with honesty. No cheating. Looking it up
No
on Google.
cheating. No
All right,
cheating.
no cheating. And then the chat, you guys just do what you guys were doing the first time. Y'all answer away. All right.
Mhm.
So since we're going to do 20 questions.
Oh, geez.
That's what we did last week, right?
Welcome, Dallas.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
I can
Yeah.
stay for a few. I'm
Okay.
getting tired.
Let's
I
see,
can
how
stay
many
for
we
a
do?
couple.
One. Let me just see real quick because I marked them off. 2, 3. Hang on a second.
Man, look at all these beards.
No, I think I only did 10. 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we're only
I
going to do 10.
think so. Mhm.
We're only going to do 10 questions. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So
Do an easy
since-
one first. Do an easy one
I'm gonna
first.
try to do an easy one first. So I'm gonna start with the subcategory Modern America 2000s to now.
Perfect.
And here is your first. We only have 2 questions left on this category, so I'm going to ask both of them.
Okay.
So here's your first question of this evening. What severe worldwide economic crisis followed the U.S. housing collapse in 2007 and 2008? What was it called?
Oh.
Wait. Chat, you go ahead. Chat, you go ahead. You put your answers
Yeah.
in there.
Can you repeat the question? What was?
Okay, so I will repeat the question for Linda, and as soon as I say the question, you can answer. What severe worldwide economic crisis followed the U.S. housing collapse in 2007 and 2008?
That followed it? Oh, Dave got it. Dave has his hand up.
Wait a second. You said that followed the housing
That
market?
followed. He said that
Followed the US
followed
housing
2008.
Oh,
Oh, I should know this. I worked in banking. Why can
I don't know what it's called, but like they got reimbursed for like all the houses.
All right, so I'll give you a hint.
repossessed. There was a term for it.
Yeah, I'll give you a
But the
hint.
banks got the money, not the people that own the homes. That,
All right.
that was-
I believe
In the
you're
chat,
Mhm.
JG has one of the words correct.
The
Great.
recession.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. They got 2 of the words correct. My bad.
Okay, so JG got it. He got the
great
points.
financial recession.
So,
Excellent.
yeah, on the answer here it says the Great Recession. Does
Great
everybody
happened
recession.
recently. That's what
All
happened
right, is
recently
everybody
with the
familiar with that
tariffs.
now? JG
All
gets
right.
the point. JG.
JG gets the
JG.
point.
JG gets the point on this one. Okay.
You
All
need
right.
prizes. You want prizes?
I was thinking it had an actual name, like the settlements, like the Jabari settlements from that. Like that's what I was thinking.
Nah, yeah.
Gotcha.
We're thinking too hard. That's what it is.
JG said,
Okay.
yippee. Okay.
JG got 10 points. Okay, go ahead.
All right.
Next
Yeah,
question.
keep up with your score. We'll see who wins after the 10 points tonight, or 10 questions tonight.
Okay.
All right. Last question in the category of modern America 2000s to now.
Mhm.
Who did the United States buy Alaska from?
Oh, that's easy. You should have done that one first.
But there's going to be a two-part. Okay. So,
Who did the United States
who did the
buy
United States
Alaska?
buy Alaska from? What year? And how much money?
Oh, come on, that's too hard.
That's like a 4-part question.
Yeah, that is way too much. I don't know how much.
All
I
right,
don't know how much.
chat, throw out an answer.
All right,
China?
chat, it's all on you.
I know it's not.
What, the
China.
panel don't know? You guys don't know?
I'm gonna say Russia.
Russia is correct.
Okay.
That's right. You're right, Ruby. That is correct. It is right.
Yes.
Who was the first person to get it in the chat? It looks like Jesse
Jesse
Gonzalez.
got it first, but everybody else still counted. If you got it right, still count the point. So Jerry Springer fan, Born,
JG got it in Catbert.
JG
okay.
got
So
it.
I asked what year,
The year, guys, the year.
and approximately how much money.
Oh, geez. I don't know that.
I will say the answer is in the chat already.
Dang, you guys are smart. You guys better not be cheating.
1959 is what Dallas has.
1959
That's
is
what Dallas
incorrect.
1950. Nah.
1867.
Correct.
What did you say, Gigi?
1867.
1867. That wasn't
1867
bad.
is correct. And approximately
Okay,
7.2 million. So Jerry Springer fan is the winner on the bonus question.
I hope you're not cheating.
I'm gonna get going, guys. Thank you for having me. I'll catch you next
All
time.
right, Dave. Have a great night. Thank you for
Good to
joining.
see you, Dave.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's go back a little bit in time. That was number 2.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's
All
number
right.
2. Y'all keep up with that. I've asked 2 questions so far. All right.
Mhm.
Let's go back way in time. Let's go back to early America, pre-1700s.
Oh, that's too hard. Go ahead.
Okay.
The Civil War.
No, this is pre-1700s.
No, that's way before.
This is
Before
the
that.
country.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. The Civil War is 1865. Sorry.
So I'm gonna give you an easy one.
Okay.
Before
I'm gonna give you an easy one, and I'm gonna
1776.
crank them up. Okay.
Yes.
Ruby, play the tune.
Thank you.
What was the name of the Pilgrim's ship?
Oh, that's easy.
I know.
Okay. Yeah. I think I got it. What was the name of the ship, guys? Chat. Come on, chat. What was the name of the ship that they came on?
Dallas has it.
Yeah.
I was a Jehovah's Witness and didn't get to learn those songs.
Me too.
Panel go.
Mayflower.
Mayflower.
1620. I think it's 1620 in the Mayflower.
All right. I gave you an easy one to set you up for a little bit more difficult ones. All right. All right.
I'll lower his mic. Go ahead.
Please.
All right.
Let's Dallas.
Roll the music, Ruby.
Who put the name of the Pinto? That's Columbus.
That's funny. Why did the Pilgrims come to America?
Ooh, we talk about this all the time on this show.
Why did they come to America?
We able to answer?
No, you gotta wait till the song ends.
After the music is done, you can answer it.
Because we didn't want to be led by a combination of religion and government.
Music done yet?
right?
Okay, Linda.
Go ahead.
So
The
that we
music
can
is
have
done. Go ahead.
religious freedom, a separation of church and state
Yes.
kind of thing. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
So start your own
I
religious
would have to do it
community.
religion.
All right, who got it in the chat first?
Somebody said a
James
person-
Spitfire.
Yeah, it looked like Jane Spitfire got it.
James
All
Spitfire.
right.
Woo-hoo.
Yeah, Jane said, yeah.
I don't see Jane.
Yeah, she's up there.
Yeah, she was the first one. She was the first
She's
one.
a wealth of information.
Freedom in general, but I don't remember the exact reason. 1608.
Okay, guys, write down
1608.
points.
You didn't ask for a date, but okay. All right.
Write that down.
Let's go to. Ooh, this is a good
Everybody got points on that.
one. All right. So we're still in early America.
Okay.
Mhm.
Let's roll the music. Which colony was founded as a haven for Catholics?
For Catholics? Oh my word. Oh, I think I know.
I think I know that.
But I'm taking a wild guess. Chat. Type it in, chat. Oh my word. I can't believe this. Really, Dallas? Hey, Dallas already got one.
All right.
I'm going
Panel?
to take a guess. Okay, so
Massachusetts
Dallas said,
is what I have. Massachusetts
Yeah,
is what I have.
Massachusetts.
okay, Massachusetts. Dallas says Maryland. I say Virginia, but I don't know. I don't know.
The answer is Maryland.
Ah, dang it. Now I
Yay.
know.
Can I give you an added
Yes.
history? Can I give you added history on that one?
Yes.
With the Catholics?
Absolutely.
That in 1850 they had what they call orphan trains, but nobody hears about that.
Mm-hmm.
The Catholics shipped off all the Catholic children, and I think there was 7,000 of them out to the Midwest, just like they did with the slaves. So the Midwesterner Protestants could adopt all these kids and raise them as Protestants instead of Catholics. And that was the orphan train in 1850.
Wow.
From
Thank you
Boston,
for
from
sharing
Massachusetts.
that.
We need to talk about that one episode. We need to talk about the orphan trains.
I never
Okay.
even knew
Was-
that. That's
You don't know
Was
about
that
the orphan trains?
children? Was that children that came over here, or were they?
Yes, on
Native
Ellis
American children?
Island.
Okay.
They came over on Ellis Island, and a lot of the immigrant families didn't have jobs and stuff to support their children, so they went to this
Okay.
courthouse or the
Yeah.
clerk house, and what they did was they took their kids away from them, that gave them an opportunity because a lot of these kids were Catholic, and they shipped them off in trains and didn't even let the parents know. It's atrocious, and all the records are buried. Most of the records are buried. It's terrible.
Fascinating.
Wow. That's crazy.
Flee religious
we need-
persecution.
We need to talk about that
Julian,
stuff.
yes.
Okay, gotcha.
We do.
All right, let's move on to
Okay.
question number 6.
Okay.
What is the oldest European founded city in the United States?
Oh, I think I know this one, but I don't know. I'm unsure. Ay, man. Oh, guys, come on, chat.
Let me repeat the question. What is the oldest European founded city in the United States?
City,
Just
not
The
state.
oldest. The
Did you
oldest.
say
Okay.
founding?
Founded
Yeah.
city, yes.
Well,
European.
Columbus came to
City.
Boston, so
So Dallas said Jamestown. I think I don't know if this is a city or not, but Plymouth. I don't know.
that's in Massachusetts. That's where the Mayflower landed.
Okay, maybe that's why I'm confusing the two.
I think
because
I think Dallas is correct. Jamestown, Virginia.
Jamestown.
I will say this: Jamestown, Virginia, is not correct. That was in 1607.
What about Boston?
Boston. No, I will say that the answer is in the chat.
Oh,
Okay, so Bourne says St. Augustine.
Williamsburg, Virginia.
The answer
New Amsterdam.
New Amsterdam. I see. In Florida, Augustine, James Spitfire, but born J.W. Simpson. So founded
Who got it?
Founded in 1565 by
Wow.
Don Pedro Menendez de Avalos of Spain, he founded St. Augustine, Florida.
St. Augustine. Who got the points? Who got the point? Okay,
I think
Bourne
Jesse
got it.
did, didn't he?
So in the chat,
Bourne,
I think Bourne J.W. got it.
Jane. Jane
I
got
think-
it. Bourne
I think
and
Bourne-
Jane.
Yeah,
Born in Jane got the points. You guys got the
Wasn't
points.
that with Ponce
Man.
de Leon too? Back in those days, Ponce de Leon.
Probably. They were probably all hanging out together. All
That
right,
was
so-
really tricky. That was, and I got I got confused with the whole Mayflower stuff.
Do you have what
All
year
right.
that was? I didn't hear you. What year was that?
15. Yeah, it was 1565.
Really? Before the Mayflower? Wow.
Yeah. Now I will say this. I will.
So that's American history.
I was telling Ruby this earlier on our pre-call today. You know, we had a question pop up last week, and I wasn't sure about it, so I went and looked it up after the show was over, and found out, yeah, it was correct, and that was what was the first monument or national monument in North America,
Right.
and it was Devil's Tower. I was like, really?
I think
So
Leela got that, didn't she? I think Leela.
yeah,
answered
somebody
that.
got that, but I did go fact check it and make sure that yes, it was correct. Okay, all right. Let me pick one.
Yeah, that question was a little confusing because Spain is considered European. So when the Spaniards came and they landed in Florida and all that mess, they took control over a lot of that. So that's
Oh, here we
true.
All right, so let's move into the category of the 1700s, Revolution and Independence. Question: what was the first capital of the United States?
Oh my word! Stop! I have no clue. Like, come on. Who's gonna know that? That's crazy.
What was the first capital of the United States?
The first capital.
I think I know. I think I might know.
The first capital. Okay. Dallas. What? Go ahead.
Philly, Pennsylvania.
Philadelphia, Pennsylvania is incorrect.
How about
okay.
Delaware?
Delaware. I think it's New York
Delaware?
City.
No,
I think
no,
it
you're
is New York
Delaware.
City.
I'm looking at
Is it
the
New York
chat.
City?
I will say the answer is in the chat.
Dang it.
Pittsburgh.
It's okay. Hold on. It's gotta be either. It's okay. People are saying New York, Virginia, Washington, Williamsburg, Pittsburgh, Big Apple. Okay, no way. Wait a second. I think it's New York City. Oh my gosh.
I don't think it's New York.
Oh my
All right.
gosh.
So the answer
Rhode Island.
provided to us by, I think, Jerry Springer fan got it first, New York City.
Oh
Yep,
wow.
New York
Nice.
City.
All right,
Everybody.
But
I guessed that though.
for sure.
Write it down. You
Good
guys earned the
job.
point. Write that down. I got 20
Good
points
job.
so far. I got 2, and I guessed that one. That was crazy.
That was good.
Wild guess. Yup.
here's a
Wild
good
guess.
Good for you.
All right. Question number 8. What was the first document to govern the United States before the Constitution?
Oh, Jimmy, why are you doing this to me? My brain is literally hurting because I taught this. I'm a homeschooling
preamble?
teacher. I taught this, and
Preamble?
how can I forget?
So to repeat the question, what was the first document to govern the United States before the Constitution?
The Declaration of Independence.
That is incorrect.
Federalist Papers, maybe.
That is incorrect.
I think Jesse's right. The Magna Carta.
No, that was in 1215.
Oh,
Yeah, that's way too. That's way too. Messy, sorry.
it wasn't the Declaration of Independence, huh?
It was not.
No.
Bill
Bill of
of
Rights
Rights?
came after. It's not the Bill of Rights. It can't be before the Constitution, Jimmy. Before the Constitution.
Yeah, before the Constitution.
Before
it's not
and
the
it's not the
preamble?
Declaration. No, the preamble is the
Yeah.
beginning of the
What
Constitution.
year was that?
The year, let's say 1760 to 1775.
Because
The
1775 is that
Union.
when they signed the Declaration,
No.
or after the Revolutionary War?
No, they signed the Declaration of Independence in 1776.
So it has to be
Oh, that's
before
right.
that.
It's coming up. That's
Then
right.
the war happened.
It's coming up. Okay.
I don't know the name of the document.
I
Oh
don't
my
either.
word, this is crazy.
All right. And I do not see it in the chat either. Ooh, have
The
I seen it?
Articles of Confederation.
Bill
I
of
doubt
All
Rights.
right. So Jesse comes through with the answer, the Articles of Confederation.
All right,
Oh
Jesse.
my word! What?
Jesse, did you
Jesse
cheat?
gets 10 points. Jesse
He's not
gets
gonna
10
say.
points.
If you got it from Google, it could be wrong. Be careful.
All righty. So let me pick me
True.
another one. Let's see here.
I remember the 12 colonies signing in the Constitution. Okay.
Right,
Oh,
but before the Constitution.
This is
Good
interesting.
job, Jesse.
Okay.
Good job.
All right. So
Yep,
Jesse
Jesse.
gets that one right. Let's see.
I'm gonna have
All
to
right.
teach that lesson to my kids tomorrow. Okay, go ahead, Jimmy.
All right. Question 9.
Love the green heart. Orange JW.
All right. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
With the proclamation line of 1763, what natural barrier did the British forbid colonists from settling west of?
Oh.
Hold on a second. The British start from there. That the British forbid.
What
say it
natural
again.
barrier? What natural barrier did the British forbid colonists from settling west of?
Oh, let me.
West of.
The natural barrier. West.
Not the equator.
No. West.
Okay. We know what
Natural
a natural barrier is. Yeah, we know what a natural barrier is. All right. Okay.
But west of it, what? That's confusing.
Think about the map of. Hold on. Let's see if I can find it. Hold on a second.
Of the 13 colonies.
Yeah, right. West of the river, right? The river.
The river is not the right answer.
Potomac, Potomac River.
I'm walking through it.
Potomac. No.
All right.
Mississippi River. That's what I'm
Ruby.
thinking, Rod.
Ruby, let me share my
Mountains.
screen. Let me share my screen real quick.
Okay, share it.
And let's look at a map.
You see, what's confusing me is the British part. That the British was forbidding them.
Yeah, because they were controlling there for a while. That's why we declared
Okay.
independence.
Right. But
So,
yeah.
Let's look at the map
Okay,
Yes.
that's all the colonies.
and let's ask the
West
question
of
again.
that.
What natural barrier did the British
Oh,
forbid?
the Appalachian Mountains. Yup. I think Lisa's correct.
Someone named Lisa said it.
Let me see.
I think she's oh, Dallas said it too. Dallas, I think you're correct.
Could it be Canada because they're British?
All right. So the first here's the answer, guys.
Where?
The first answer I see in the chat that got it correct would be Dallas, the Appalachian Mountains, which are right
Yes, congratulations,
Dallas.
Dallas. I kind of knew that was
Somebody
right.
Sands said it before him too. There's a few other
Did
people.
I say before him?
I believe so.
Well, Jane
Somebody-
said mountains, but she didn't say the right kind of mountains.
Yeah. And
Oh.
I see Dallas, then Mississippi.
They were
River,
not
and then
specific
Pittsburgh.
enough, so they don't get the points. They don't get it.
Yeah, and then I saw
Dallas
Lisa.
got it.
That's just what I see.
Yay, Dallas.
All right, that was cool. Was that
Lisa
question
Sands,
9? All right. What time is it? 11:28.
Yeah. So whenever you
more?
want to get it.
Let me pick a good one here. Ooh. Oh, yeah.
And that was a pretty good one, Jimmy. Like that really got me.
That
I was
was
like,
good,
what the
yeah.
heck? Like I was really confused. I was like, what? Because I'm thinking Manifest Destiny. I was like, they did it regardless. They were killing people. What you talking about? Like they were gonna do it regardless.
Yeah, there's where's my thing at? I'm out of order. Hang on a second. How many people? Okay. I'm gonna ask 2 more questions. So it'll be 11 tonight. And they're kind of tied together. And we're going back to early America, pre-1700s.
Oh,
Oh my word. This is so hard
All right.
for me. Go ahead.
This is a good one. All right. How many people were executed during the Salem witch trials?
Oh. Okay, I know of the event. I just don't know how many people. So
I
chat,
know
you're
why
gonna have to
that
help me out.
happened, but I don't know how many.
Exactly. Come on, chat. Does
Very
anybody
wicked.
know?
There was a whole families. Jeez.
All right.
Now, if you guys had to guess on the panel, what would your guess be?
I was going to say around 12 to 14, but it's probably a little higher.
I was gonna say more than 10.
Okay.
More than
I'm
10.
thinking around 30.
All right.
Okay.
Let me see the chat. What I see in the chat versus my
Jesse said
answer.
18.
Someone's got
Leaf
144,000.
7.
That's
You guys are playing. You guys are
Yeah.
playing with us.
What's a good one?
Dallas
Oh my
said
God,
100.
that's hilarious.
James
No, I
said
don't think it was that
9.
many. That's too many.
All right. The
Okay.
answer is 20 people were executed, most by
Wow.
hanging, but 5
Wow,
more did
okay.
die in jail. So
Oh wow.
So nobody got that point.
20 to 25.
Nobody got that.
All
Okay.
right.
And
So-
that was
Next
all done to get property. That was eminent domain the early years.
Oh
All
my
right.
word. I'm gonna have to look into that.
Is that right, Gigi? Is that right, Gigi? They would
I'm
claim
sorry, I didn't hear what you said. What?
they would claim that these people were riches so that they could kill them and get their property.
Yeah, that's why they killed him. Yeah, actually, Salem's beautiful. They have the house that grown a family that were executed. They have it. It's beautiful. How they actually been bought and sold a couple of times, but it's beautiful. It's very historical in Salem. If you ever have a chance, you should come out here. It's beautiful.
I'm gonna have to
All
look into that
That's your
because I
neck of
never
the
heard
woods,
that
okay.
before.
Yeah.
Okay, go
Yes.
ahead, Jimmy.
See, we inspire further learning. on your own.
Exactly. That's the whole point. That's the
Yeah.
whole point. Okay,
All right.
go ahead, Jimmy.
Yes,
All
we
right.
do.
Number 11. Who was the first European to land in North America?
Okay. That's a trick question.
What years?
Question.
I'll give you a hint. It was in the 10th century.
I'm not gonna get this one. Jane said Christopher Columbus, which is like the obvious name, but
Leif Erikson
that's
was before him. The Vikings.
exactly. I was gonna say that's debatable.
So what was
Jesse
the
said
question?
American
What was the
history.
question?
All right. The question was, who was the first European to land in North America? And it was in the
A
10th
Viking
century.
named Gru. A Viking.
Yo, had a
I agree,
had a
though.
greenstone necklace. Had a greenstone necklace.
Leif Erikson, the Vikings, and then it was Christopher Columbus.
Yeah, I will
Yep.
say the answer is in the chat.
Really?
It's not Christopher Columbus.
It's the
Leif
Vikings.
Erikson.
Jesse got it right with Leif Erikson.
Okay.
Which country did he
Congratulations,
come from?
Jesse.
Jesse, are you
Which country
Googling?
did he come from?
Pardon me?
What country did he come from?
Norway, wasn't it?
It was Norway.
Norway.
Excellent.
And they didn't teach us this in school. I never heard that name before in my
Yes, I
life.
did. I knew that in school.
No, when I
but
never heard that name in my life.
Really? I learned that when I was a young kid.
Do y'all want one
Nope.
more or whatever?
Yeah, one more.
Yes, please.
Road.
We're having fun.
I tell you,
the road.
see what do I got here? Okay. All right. Here's another one. How long ago did historians estimate the first settlers arrived on what is now American soil?
You said Europeans, right?
No, I said, how long ago do historians?
Oh, how long ago?
Yeah, how long ago do historians estimate the first settlers arrived on what is now American soil? Now, this could be debatable, but this is what
it
the
is.
historians are saying.
This is
It
tricky.
is.
This is
I would
Yeah,
go-
that's yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
1620, they have a rock in Plymouth that they landed in
Right.
1620.
Right,
And they
but
had
that's
a,
debatable.
Yeah, but that was in 1620, and Leif Erikson came in here in the 10th century.
Exactly.
Right,
Way.
and
So we're talking way
the
before.
1400s. Yeah, Columbus was here in 1492.
Correct. All right, so we see. I see.
But they really didn't land here. They just stepped and then took off. I don't know.
Right.
It sounds
Right.
like a security-
They didn't start a community. And
All right.
Boston, Massachusetts has a statue of Christopher Columbus landing in Boston.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is that accurate?
JG says 6 million. The answer that no, that is not correct. 1607 is not correct.
What is it?
1614 is not correct. And y'all can go do some more research on this on you. The answer is
1607.
No.
No.
More than 12,000 years ago.
12,000 years ago.
Yes.
And who was
I
that?
don't believe that. But
Like I
okay.
said,
A dinosaur.
we can all go look this
Dinosaurs.
stuff up. Hell, half of us believed we were only here for 6,000 years anyway to begin with. So
I do believe
12,000 is
that. I believe that. I am guilty of that belief. Yes.
Hey,
Okay.
Jesse, how are
Erickson.
you?
Hi, Jesus.
Good morning,
Jesse.
Jesse. I should say good morning. Oh, good evening. It's still 11.
Jesus Erickson.
I mean, there's three more on this last. There's three more on this page, and I can get rid of this page.
All right, go ahead.
Yes, get rid of it.
Okay. Play my music.
Yep,
please. Did Christopher Columbus land in what would later become the United States?
No.
Did Christopher Columbus land in what would later become the United States?
That feels like a trick question.
Bonus
Jimmy.
question.
Yeah.
It feels like a trick question.
All right, so this first part's a yes or a no.
Okay, I'm gonna say. I want to say no because I feel like if I say yes, it's gonna be wrong, but I don't know. So
I'm going to go with yes because he had three other ships with him. He had the Santa, the Nina, and the Santa Maria, I guess. And they must have landed.
And
they
you
came
forgot the
all way
U.S.
over here.
You forgot the USS George Washington.
Oh my God!
Are you Googling stuff, Jesse? I mean, Jesus.
So yes, it was
He's
the
on his
Nina,
phone.
and Santa Maria, and all that. Okay.
They had to stop and land, don't you think? For a minute.
The answer is.
I think he thought it was the Americas, but it was actually like I think Jane is correct. It was like the Bahamas or the Caribbean, and he thought it was, but it
Jane
was an island.
Jane Spitfire. Wealth of information.
What was it,
I think
Jimmy?
Jane. I think
Let's see,
Jane
I'm
is
looking.
correct.
All right, so the answer is no.
Okay.
He did not land in what would become later the United States. Most historians agree he landed in parts of Central and South America and several Caribbean islands.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Okay.
Jane
So
Spitfire
Jane
was
got
right.
it.
That makes sense.
John
Nice.
Marciano.
Good job.
There were no
you guys
sheep
did
in United States at that time.
You know what?
Never mind.
No sheep.
The United States.
No sheep. Just a bunch of goats, huh?
All right.
Yes.
I saw an answer. You know, I actually saw an answer to a question that I hadn't even asked yet, but anyway, in the chat. So here's that question. Are we ready?
Okay.
Move
Yep.
on.
Music.
How did indigenous tribes reach North America?
They walked. No.
Oh, boy.
Weren't they just already there?
Pre-Diluvian Uber.
Of course. They might have been the Uber.
Bering Strait.
No, if it's like the bobsled kind of thing with the dogs, right? No.
The Gaza Strip.
I'm gonna stay with the final answer. They walked. They walked.
I think the Indians were already here. I think they were already
Yeah, but how'd they get here?
I don't know.
That's the
They
question.
walked.
I don't
They
know how they
walked
got here.
from-
I think they were out. Canada, I'm going to go with. I don't know.
All right, here is the answer. Scholars believe
Yeah.
they walked over a land bridge between Asia and Alaska.
With a sandbar.
While there wasn't water there, and there was.
Yeah, between Russia and Alaska, you have the Bering Strait up there, and it
I
freezes over.
totally got 30
And
points.
they
Jimmy.
walk across.
3 right.
Jimmy, why were the natives?
What?
Why were the natives here in Yuma before the Spanish?
Because they were here first.
No, they made
They
reservations.
They made.
No, you did not. No, you did not.
Very, very well played, Jesse. Very well played. Okay. Let me see.
They had Uber.
Yeah. All right. Last question for the evening. Last question of the evening, and it goes back to the Salem witch trials. We just stayed in the
Oh, no.
1700s.
Okay.
What? Okay. Last question. What ultimately ended the Salem witch trials?
What? Like, I mean, they died. What do you mean?
And let's
Like,
just
what?
say the hint would be this is pretty par for course for a politician.
To stop killing women? I don't see what would stop that.
The election of 1672.
No, it's not the election of 1672.
No idea. I don't think there's a correct way of answering this. I don't think so.
That was a hard one, Jimmy. That was a curveball.
All right, what ultimately ended the Salem witch trials? Let's see if we got it in the chat.
Well, they found out it wasn't true. I guess that's the only thing I can think of.
Ergo, no idea.
Somebody floated.
That sounds
I
right.
don't know. A drug from a paint.
One of them came back and resurrected and scared everybody.
All right.
Yeah, that one. No.
All right.
They floated
so
to the top.
Here's the answer. The colony's governor ordered an end to the trials after his own wife was accused of witchcraft.
Oh, that's a good time to stop.
Wow.
That's a very good time to stop. Okay.
Wow.
Wow.
Very good.
What did I say? I said it's pretty par for course for a politician, right?
Yeah.
It is. But that's
Yeah,
kinda
the
sad.
boomerang effect.
So
That's sad.
Can we
thank
study
you
the
all
next
for
week?
participating in tonight's UPC trivia battle.
This was really fun, Jimmy. Thank you.
We have more
Yeah.
for next
Glad I
week.
stuck around.
Oh, can you give us a hint?
Okay, encore. One more.
Let's see, one more.
We can study. Can you give us a hint?
And can you make this one hard?
Let's see.
Okay,
Mr.
so Jesse wants
Smartphone.
a really hard question. We're gonna give it to Jesse by himself. A super duper hard question.
Let me
Now
find
you're
it.
bringing in the heat. I need everybody
Yes.
else.
All
on
right,
this.
go ahead, Jimmy.
We
I'm
were
looking,
just
I'm
got
looking,
done
hang
burning
on.
the witches. You get the heat.
You're bringing in the heat.
All right, here we go. Here we go. This will be in
Just
the
for Jesse.
1800s.
Uh-oh.
In the 1800s, expansion, conflict, and change. What was the bloodiest single-day battle in U.S. history? What year did it happen? And how many casualties?
See,
The Battle of Gettysburg, 1863.
That is incorrect.
Williamsburg.
Vicksburg, 1863.
Williamsburg.
That is incorrect.
Ah, yeah,
Both of-
yeah.
Oh, I thought it was
Hold on. Antietam?
That is correct.
What was it?
Antietam.
The Battle of Antietam. What year?
1862.
That is correct.
Very good, Jesse.
How many casualties?
Wow. I don't know.
There was
I was just
a,
reading about that earlier
Do we
today,
count
and
the
I
blacks
turned
at
it off
full
before
or
it ended.
3/5?
not as many as the, not as many as the,
I would venture to say 250. I would venture to say 70,000.
All right. The answer for the number of casualties on the Battle of Antietam, 22,000 in one day.
Boy, I was way off. I was way off.
22,000.
wow.
Gotta hit my Civil War studies again.
So,
Yes,
right.
I'm gonna have to look. I'm gonna have to teach that as well.
Well,
you see, you
actually-
guys are helping me. You guys are really helping me.
Ken Burns is doing a series on the Civil War now on I think he's PBS. Ken Burns, he did the one on Vietnam and World War II. Yeah, he's doing Civil War now.
Oh,
So, all right.
Thank you for
Well,
telling me, Gigi.
That was
It's pretty good too.
the game show
Hey,
for
can I
tonight,
give you
guys.
can I give you an update on my 250th birthday celebration?
Yeah, what is it? Can we come over?
Yeah.
I got my I heard you guys talking about the Constitution. This is in my office, my shop. Only one of the oldest in our state.
What is it?
It's a handwritten copy of the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence.
That is awesome.
Oh,
And,
you can
it
get
was-
those in Concord. In Concord,
given-
Massachusetts, they sell them on papyrus paper.
No, it was given to me by one of the founding fathers here of the Tea Party here. And my
Wow,
wife had it restored with the 250th birthday.
that is awesome.
So I think it's probably over 100 years old. The copies, the handwritten copies.
That's
You
nice.
have that in a glass case.
I was just going to say, do you have glass over that?
You should have that in a glass case.
No,
Yeah.
this is the way I got it. I haven't put it on glass
Oh, okay.
Just to
because I'm a
protect-
Mexican.
Is it authentic?
Can't afford it. I can't
Because you're a
afford it.
Mexican. Stop it.
It's easy.
Hey, that's pretty awesome looking, Jesse. Thank you for sharing.
That's nice.
And one more
Jesse.
thing. Are you guys ready for the birthday party?
What birthday party?
Our
Life
birthday party.
Yeah, let's talk about that. We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about that.
Do fireworks or
we're gonna do no kings.
No, we're not doing no freaking no kings.
are you guys gonna do fireworks?
No, I'm talking me and other people I know.
Oh, you are? Okay, yeah, y'all have fun with
I'm
that.
talking about a different way, remember? Y'all talked about your way and I'm talking about my
It's
way.
my birthday.
Yeah, y'all have fun with that.
Is it your birthday, June 14th?
July 14th is my birthday. Yes,
Oh,
I'll be
July.
76.
Wow.
In 1776, I'll be 76.
Hey,
Wow.
what comes after 75? What comes after 75, Gail?
What do you think?
I don't know.
72. I'm going backwards.
The 250th
What comes after 75, Dallas?
76.
200 and what?
Oh, you guys don't have the spirit. You're supposed to say 76. That's the spirit.
76, yes.
Don't you remember 1975?
76.
Wow. And then we used to go.
76.
You know what? I remember 1975 like it was yesterday. And
Really?
yeah, I remember 1976. We were Jehovah's Witness, but
Bicentennial. Mhm.
it was the greatest time, the bicentennial. The freedom train came through Yuma. The Constitution, we got to see all
Wow.
the great things Americana. Apostle Bay, did the freedom train go through your town?
I don't think so. It
No.
was called Billy Goat Acres back then. I don't
Billy Goat
think
Acres? Jimmy, did you guys have the freedom train?
Dude, no, I was like 3.
So what? 3?
1976. I was already in
If you
Texas.
want to come here, we're going to have a big celebration on the Concord Bridge.
I
What are
was
you gonna
already
do?
in Texas.
Fireworks?
Concord, Mass.
Hey,
On the 4th of
time out.
July. Yeah, it's a huge celebration, and they reenact the Revolutionary War.
Wow. Who won?
Time out, guys. Time out. Who got the most points on the panel for the game?
Jesse.
What?
Who won
well,
in the chat? I don't even
it
know
was
who
in
won. What were your points?
So Dallas, did you keep track of your points? Because he did get like 1 or 2
I
correct.
got 1. I got 1 point.
Okay,
I wanna
so me and Dallas
got
are neck
1
and
point,
neck.
too.
I got like 30 points.
I only got 1 answer.
I went to Yuma High. We can't count.
How many points for a question? 1, isn't it?
Yuma High.
10 points.
Well,
10
10 points.
Oh.
10 points each
10
question.
points
So
a
you-
question?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
I
how
thought
many
it was
did you get
1
right?
point. Oh.
It's because our
I'm
dollars
looking to see who
devalued.
won tonight. I'm looking to see who won tonight.
Yeah,
I think
People,
Jesse
people in the
did.
chat were good tonight too.
Jesse
They were on
and Jane and Jerry Springer.
Yeah. Like everybody was participating. This was really fun, Jimmy.
Yeah,
I'm
but
glad you
I
enjoyed
got
it.
way more correct
Okay,
answers.
yeah.
You guys,
Hey,
you
we
guys
gotta
got
have
it.
Jehovah trivia.
My whole idea behind doing this, is yes, we can have some lively debates on this show.
Yes, we can.
But I also wanted to have something that was fun, educational, and that would inspire others to pick up one of these topics and go research for it on their own. Maybe they found the Salem witch trials interesting. What about Salem witch trials? They go start reading about it. So that was the whole idea behind doing that.
Jimmy,
Yeah.
can you do it? Can you do a
give us
Jehovah
hint
trivia?
next week?
I'm not doing no Jehovah trivias.
I always ace those Jehovah trivia.
Y'all can go to the
And
six,
really
y'all can go to
good
the
at
six screen. Y'all go to six screens for that.
Okay, we got Rick.
Are you going to
Rick
give
will
us
do
a
it.
hint on what we're going to talk about? Give us the years anyway, the dates.
Let's see.
1914, 607.
What is it?
Mute him. Mute his mic.
What was that?
I don't mute anybody on the UPC. I,
know,
don't
I
boot
know.
nobody.
Mute his. Okay.
Everybody.
All right, so let's see. Next week we'll do a combination of. Let's see.
I need more modern, Jimmy. You got to find more questions for modern.
Yeah, 1975.
No.
Okay.
I need like 90s and up to 2026.
What? So you already know the answers and you don't have to require any further research into it? Why not?
Okay. Good point.
He's
Ruby.
challenging you.
But I love modern.
Lovely
I
What's
challenge.
his phone? Are you cheating, Jesse? You got your phone in your hand.
All right. So next week, because we're gonna finish these because I printed them off. All right.
Okay.
We're gonna finish these, and then Ruby, we will find something more modern.
Okay. What are they?
Yes.
All right. Next week's topics are going to be continue on the 1700s Revolution and Independence.
Okay.
I will say a lot of those questions left on there are pretty easy. Okay.
Okay.
And we'll go over the 1800s expansion, conflict, and change. We got several of those left too.
Okay,
So,
can in the future, if you could write this down, I'm also super interested in like 1920s, 30s, all the way up to the 60s. Like we have to do a 20s to 60s, then from 70s to 90s, and then the 2010s. Like if we can do it by year as well, that'll be super fun too. We gotta go back into time, but we gotta do it. Yeah, we gotta prepare because 1700s. I mean, that's hard. That's hard. Like we don't really go back.
I find it fascinating.
well, yeah, it's meant to be. It's meant to be kind of hard because it's just.
Yeah.
So I wrote down 1920s, 1960s, and there's ways that I can put that into the computer and it can come back with specific trivia. I got
Yes. You're
I got
so
you.
smart. You're so smart, man. Because I was just gonna say that we should do a decades trivia. Like
we can do decades trivia too.
That is great thinking right there.
So we could do that.
So next week we're gonna do the 19s and 20s too, as well as the 1700s.
No, we're gonna finish up the 1700s and the 1800s.
Gotcha. Okay.
And this next week.
What was the word
probably
after you said? What was the word that you said after 1800s? Can I ask you that again?
Expansion.
Expansion. Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Expansion.
All right,
Okay,
let's
very good.
give everybody 3 minutes for final thoughts for the show this evening. Dallas, you want to start first?
Well, I had difficulty with this, and I think that it was a great thing that some things, I know that it was a lot for certain ones. However, it was some things we need to hear, and we can agree to disagree, and I enjoy it. And I got this for you to see because Jesse shared something, and I.
All right, on. Look at that.
Nice.
350 flag. Very cool. Look at
Thank
that.
For our anniversary.
All right, Dallas,
Wow.
thank you so
Thank you,
much for being
Dallas.
here. We appreciate you. Jesse, final thoughts for this evening.
He's busy.
Get off your phone. Get off your phone.
He's
I
typing
hope
up
he
some.
can hear us. I think he's.
He can hear us. He's ignoring.
Are you using a calculator? You're doing finances?
No.
He's doing what my.
All right. We'll
I
come
tried
back.
talking to him and he
We'll come
just
back to
ignored
him. Go ahead, yeah, Gigi.
Go ahead,
Me?
Gigi.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't have. I just want to say thank you, and I didn't mean to be so passionate about the subject.
Hey, listen, I don't want you to ever apologize for being passionate. You were passionate. You felt what you
Yeah.
needed to feel. You felt your feelings. We're cool with that.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Well, I thought I was a little.
We
much.
love
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
We love you as you're a family.
Oh, I love you too, Dallas.
you.
Sorry, the Italian comes out of me.
Hey, I'm
all right.
Italian too. I get it. I get it.
Don't worry.
And if
Hey,
you
you're
got two
Italian?
Italians going at it, you're going to have a show.
Gigi, you're Italian?
What I can tell you is grazie, grazie.
We'll speak slower for the Italian people.
Okay, who's next?
Jesse didn't give his final thoughts.
Okay.
Hey, I
Jesse.
just want to say happy birthday, man. Coming in on July 4th. I've been waiting for it for 50 years.
Mhm.
And I know the spirit is dead in America right now.
Yes, I agree with you.
I agree.
It's
right
on life
there.
support. It's not dead.
You
It's
know,
on life
I'm
support.
not a communist, but I really believe in the collective when it comes to the spirit. It's all of us together being positive, not negative. We could turn it around.
Where are you
Definitely.
going on the 4th?
I
Thank you,
agree with
Jesse.
you too.
The love of
Jesse.
country, love of God, love of neighbor.
Yeah.
I just hope
Right.
people don't spoil it. I just hope people aren't protesting and spoil it.
Grease for peace.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jesse, for joining.
Linda?
Thanks for having me on, and thanks for having a decent debate with me. And we didn't get too crazy. We didn't get too cray-cray. And I appreciate the invitation that you have given me. And I had a good time today. Thank you.
Yeah, and we're still here.
Yes, thank you for joining.
We loved having you on here.
Thank
We
you.
did.
Yes.
Well, everybody have a nice rest of the week.
Yeah. See you next Tuesday.
I just
Do you
want
want
to
me to do some homework? Do you want me to give you more information on the orphan train at another time?
You know what? Yeah. Why don't you? I'll tell you what. Why don't you pull some information on that?
Okay.
And present to us, when you're ready,
All right.
a presentation about it.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
That would be very cool.
Yeah.
It's shocking. It shocked me. It's very shocking to learn that actually happened in this country.
So yeah, I would if you want to do kind of what like Leonard's been doing with the amendments.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want to do something because now that you've said that, I know about the orphan train stuff, and it ties into mud floods and stuff like that too. So it could be a rabbit hole night. We might just have to do a rabbit hole night.
And how they did things differently with the migration back in those days.
Yes, exactly.
And these poor children, they don't have any genealogy to go by after what they did to them, ship them off to other families. They don't have any roots.
That's why some people, when they were doing the DNA testing, Me23 or whatever the hell it was, they could only take their lineage back to around 1850, 1860. They couldn't go back any further.
Oh, and I just thought of something because I was doing Ireland for my son's dad's family. And a woman talked to me. She goes, there's no records for anybody in Ireland way back in the 1800s. Now I know why, because the children that came from there that were Catholic, Irish Catholic, that's where they all ended up in the Midwest. Yep. 7,000 children. I think that's the right number. But now that makes sense why I couldn't go back too far for my son.
Yeah, let's put that on the docket. We need to do that.
Okay.
So my final thoughts for this evening. I really appreciate you guys being here. I love doing this. Yes, can the conversations get heated sometimes? Yeah, that's what it's meant to do. We're here for speak our minds, get it off our chest, share with each other, but do it. Yes, it can get heated, but still do it in a respectful way. And I hope that everybody sees that that's what we're trying to do.
No,
So I appreciate all you guys, and I'm just going to do this as long as I keep doing it.
Yeah. Thank you, Jimmy. I'm going to
it was his language that was a little disturbing. It was the graphic language that was.
It was. Yes.
It's okay.
Yes, it was.
The subject didn't bother me. It was the graphics that he used.
Yeah.
Okay. I agree. Yeah. I'm just going to piggyback on what Jimmy said. So Jimmy, I know that Jimmy knows this, but for everybody else that maybe you know this, maybe you don't, but what you see here every Tuesday, if you like it or not, that doesn't really matter. The whole point of me starting this in 2023, 2024 was for exactly what you see here every Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't ever think that like this is not supposed to happen or feel bad about being passionate or we don't do that. We don't apologize for our feelings and stuff like that. That's the whole point. The whole entire point of me starting this was for everybody to do that on here in a safe place. You know what I'm saying? Like, I welcome it. I enjoy it. I love it. Sure, it gets you excited, but that's the point. We want to shake people out of bed. We want to wake people up. We want to make people uncomfortable with certain realities. We want to share information. We want you to feel that way so that you get determined to educate yourself, to do research, and then to ultimately vote that way, whichever way that may be. That's the whole point of me creating this space, was because I couldn't do that anywhere. There was no place for me to do exactly what we do here every Tuesday night. So I said, I'm gonna have to do it myself. And you guys have heard this story before. If you've been watching long enough, you've heard me say this before. I couldn't do this anywhere. Here we can do it. As long as we don't curse at each other or, do personal attacks, or as long as we're respectful, that's exactly what we want to do here. Very respectfully.
There is another
Hey,
place
Ruby.
because I speak a different side on my show just at the beginning. You're welcome to show up
Right.
anytime, Ruby. At the
Thank
beginning,
you,
yeah.
Linda. Thank you, Linda.
We just need to be civil.
Yes. I
Ruby.
agree, Dallas.
Ruby,
Yes.
share the screen real quick.
Okay.
One of my most favorite memes that I posted early on in my awakening was this meme right here. On the right-hand side. How most spiritual people spread light. Oh, she's holding a simple little candle. That's so cute. And then how I spread light.
Yep.
That's been my favorite meme since 2020. So
Yeah.
thought I'd share it with you guys.
Yeah. Thank you, Jimmy, for sharing. I agree. So, all right, everybody. We're
everybody
gonna
have a
see you
nice
guys.
night.
Yes.
Thank you.
Have a great night. We're gonna see you next 9 p.m. Eastern time. I don't know if I'm gonna have a July 4th stream. Maybe we could have a stream. I don't know if people are gonna be home or celebrating. I don't know. So.
Yeah.
Next Tuesday? Why? What's going on next Tuesday?
No, July 4th. July 4th is.
Oh, the 4th of July.
Next month.
Oh, no, I won't be.
Ruby,
That's
I'm gonna
a
tell you.
Saturday. The 4th is a Saturday.
Yeah, I was gonna say the
Oh,
4th
okay,
is
okay.
a Saturday, so I'm
Yeah.
probably I don't.
Yeah, because everybody's gonna be doing something. It's gonna be
Yeah.
super busy that day. So I don't know, guys. I don't know, but we'll see what happens.
Saturday
We have
nights is
time.
when I do my show, so I probably will be doing a show on Saturday
Thank
night.
you.
It's
Thank you.
9
Everybody.
p.m. California time, just to be checking in, seeing how the day went. That's all.
Okay, that's much better. Okay, so everybody go to Linda James' channel on YouTube, and she goes live every Saturday night, California time. Thank you for sharing. Because if I don't do anything, we'll just go to Linda. Just go to Linda's
That'd be
channel because she streams every Saturday. Thank you for mentioning that.
Thank you.
Okay, guys. We are good to go. I got the outro. So
Cool.
see you next Tuesday, 9 p.m.
Good night, everyone.
Good night,
Thank you.
everybody.
Good night to you too. Good night. Thank you.
They said I lost my mind, said I was chasing ghosts and shadows. I showed them what I'd find, but they just laughed and called me hollow. Tinfoil on my head, they said conspiracy delusion. Every word I said was buried under their confusion, but I could feel it in my bones. A reckoning was coming. I'd rather bleed and stand alone than pretend I wasn't seeing something. Call me crazy, call me broken, call me every name you've spoken. Paranoid, deranged, and blind, but I had something on my mind. Now the curtain's torn wide open. Every word I said is proven. Who's crazy now at the record show? Wide awake while you were in the show. They cost me friends, they cost me sleep. Call me unhinged at the dinner table. They rolled their eyes so goddamn deep. Said I was broken and unstable. Lost my job for speaking out. Got unfriended for the questions. Every time I raised my doubt, they made it therapy, they suggested. But I kept burning through the night, connecting every dot they missed. The only question left was when, not if. Call me crazy, call me broken, call me every name you've spoken. Paranoid, deranged, and blind, but I had something on my mind. Now the curtain's torn wide open. Every word I said is proven. Who's crazy now? Let the record show. Wide awake while you were in the show. You call me crazy. You call me lost. You call me lost, but you never counted the cost. Silencing the ones who see before the rest already. You buried us in ridicule, but truth don't shake so easy. Now the world is cracking open, and the shock is written on your face. And I know you want an answer for how you got so taken in this place. Well, I can say I told you so. God knows I've earned the right, but I held this torch for all of us. Not to prove I'm right, but to give you light. I'm not here to burn you down or tell you that you failed me. I know how deep this rabbit hole goes. I know how bad the fall can feel. I was once exactly where you're standing, shaking in the story they were handing. So take my hand, I'll walk beside you. There's a way to step outside this. Now you're questioning, now you're waking. Feel the ground beneath you shaking. Truth is heavy, truth is hard, but you don't have to carry it alone. We were crazy, now we're proven, and the world is finally moving. No, I told you so. Just take my hand. Let's walk out of this darkness while we can. Wide awake, we'll face the dawn. Wide awake, we'll carry on. We were never crazy, we were just the first to bleed. Now the world needs all of us, every soul that dared to